Episode 29.
Episode 29. Almost at 30.
The Democratic Party is officially done with Black Americans.
Okay, we say
what
that.
are Black women gonna do? They gonna no longer be viewed as the superheroes, the backbone of the country.
Party. We say that. We say this all the time when some crazy shit come out, and then the next 4 years happen, and boom, they vote again for them.
No, I think a lot of people are finished with the Democratic. I think a lot of Black people are seriously finished with the Democratic Party. You know what I've noticed though?
What?
I've never seen Republicans send cards in the mail telling you who they're endorsing. The Democratic Party seems to do that more.
They're telling you who to vote for.
But
I'm sure Republicans.
I haven't seen one unless they just.
Well, they know you're not a.
I'm an independent.
Yeah.
I'm not a Democratic or a Republican. So why would they?
Well, you voted Democrat before though, so they probably have your voting history.
I voted one time for Barack Obama.
They record your voting history and they only send out.
One time I voted for Barack Obama. That was the only Democratic person I ever voted for.
You voted Democrat, so they assume you vote that way now.
Anywho,
so we're gonna go ahead and start off with the idea that the white liberals and how quickly they turn against Black people when they don't do as they see fit. How quickly they turn and just try to get rid of you and cancel you, and how they smear your name and all the things you've done that they've deemed good. They don't care. They just you're against this one thing, so you're bad now. And that's no more truer than with anybody than with Kyrie Irving and Dave Chapelle. Kyrie Irving and Dave Chapelle are being used as Black pawns on a white chessboard.
Who wrote this article?
A Black man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Surprise.
They went and got a Black man. Well, no, that's how they usually do it. When they got a Black dude to write pretty much a hit piece, calling them both dumb, they're being used. You think you're really a free thinker. You're being used. Your opinions you think you have aren't your real opinions. You're being influenced. So now, as a Black man, if you have an opinion, and it just so happened that other people from a different political party agree with you, that opinion is wrong. Now, I am one of those people that believe if you saying some stuff and you look around, it ain't nothing but people that don't look like you, you might be saying something kind of off. Might be.
That's not true, though.
I'm not saying it's always the case.
For them, that's not true. A lot of people are sick of the cancel culture.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you have a certain political views, and when you look around, 98% of the people that agree with you don't look like you. Yeah. I'm not saying that means you're wrong. I'm just saying you need to make sure what you're saying is your actual belief, and you're not saying things with the intent of creating an audience that, have a certain belief.
A lot of people agree with Kyrie Irving on the mandates.
Yeah.
Black people agree with that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. They paint it like because these Republicans are saying how they support him and stuff, that he should disagree with himself now. Because people he wouldn't disagree, the people he wouldn't agree with politically, they agreeing with him on something, so he should change his opinion.
The Republican Party?
Yeah, they're agreeing with him on his beliefs on the mandates. So they painting it like, oh, you don't really have these opinions. You're just wrong. Don't you see who agree with you? So let's read a little bit of this.
I'm about to.
Kyrie Irving and Dave Chapelle are getting played.
By who?
Exactly. They said their opinions, but they're being used somehow.
But black people didn't get paid by Biden?
Oh, we're going to get to that later. This isn't a battle of free speech or free will. And no matter how some may try and spin it, this isn't a debate on whether or not the government or corporate entities should be allowed to mandate human rights. No, we're watching as two men who falsely believe their good intentions trump faulty execution, while not realizing that their name and stances, quote unquote stances, because they don't really believe this stuff, are being pimped by the same people that originally wanted to stand against them. Now, answer this question.
Who wanted to stand against Dave Chapelle?
Yeah, I don't remember a moment when anybody stood against Dave Chapelle.
The Republican Party was upset when Dave Chapelle decided to walk away from his TV show.
No, I
don't recall anybody.
People just like people. Matter of fact, your media was painting that he was a crackhead, and I should have went back and seen who was saying that. It probably would surprise me who was saying that.
I don't think it would.
But anyway, On Monday, the Brooklyn Nets defeated. Okay, we already know about the Kyrie Irving situations. Let's go down to. I wanted to show this particular part. Now listen to this. They go down to some of the things that Kyrie Irving has done that most people can seem, would seem commendable. It's dope stuff that he's done. Some of the things he's done. Irving, the man, has been more than generous with his time and money by donating to the WNBA, his Native American people.
His what? His Native American people
to the hungry, and even bought a house for George Floyd's family. It's now being used as a puppet by the same crowd that doesn't give a damn about his black life. So because he has an opinion that other people agree with, that he wouldn't agree with on other things, he should change his opinion? He doesn't. That stance isn't real now?
Let's go back to the Native American.
He's Native American.
Mongoloid Native American or black Native American?
What do he look like?
Mongoloid Native American?
He look Mongoloid to you?
No, I'm asking you. It says Native American people. We have to specify who he's talking about.
Who he look like?
He looked like a Negro.
All right then. That's your own question.
I'm not answering my own question because he said Native American people.
Well, there's no black people that are Native American?
So he can't openly donate to a Dr. Umar Johnson, but he can openly donate to the WNBA.
You conflating things
allegedly.
Now. Because there's no one said he hasn't donated to any black organizations.
But I'm just saying the
Umar, that's not an organization, that's a political
I know.
opinion.
What I'm saying is they didn't choose to point out any besides George Floyd family that would be black.
Well, we don't know any I don't know any of I don't follow all these organizations these guys donate to, because a lot of them do it without putting their name on it. At least the ones that don't want attention.
Okay, let's move along.
This is what happens when you think you're always the smartest person in the room, when you're actually just a narcissist that surrounds himself with idiots. I
already knew that he was gonna call
so now
Kyrie Irving
is a narcissist.
I knew he was gonna call him a narcissist.
And thinks he's the smartest person, and he's surrounded by idiots.
They throw that word around a lot nowadays.
Last 2 years, definitely been hearing that a lot. So now Kyrie Irving is a narcissist, and all his friends and family are idiots. Anybody who influences him is an idiot, according to this. To us, you're a contrarian without a cause. To them, you're a gullible pawn.
This is fighting words. Like, this is when I see you once again. This is fighting words.
Look at this. So they went and showed a tweet of somebody, Black Lives Matter protest in Brooklyn. And then they showed the NAA, good Lord have mercy, the NYPD and the other workers protesting the mandates. I don't know how they're calling the NYPD selfish, but the NYPD was used to end the Black Lives Matter protest. That's supposed to be hypocrisy.
No,
I'm gonna let it. I'm not even gonna say nothing. What does that have to do with Kyrie though? Just because other people agree with me, why should I change my opinion? Now look at this. This is Dave. Also on Monday, Dave Chapelle proved that he's forever fallen down the same hole that Irving has when he released a video on Instagram, and I'm gonna show it, in which he once again dug into his stance, quote unquote. Once again, this is not real. You don't actually believe this. As he keeps trying to play the victim due to the controversy his latest stand-up special, The Close, has caused at Netflix and within whatever. Earlier this month, Netflix suspended a trans employee that publicly spoke out against Chappelle. I thought they fired her. They suspended him?
The same trans person who openly expresses how they feel about anything.
Now look at this. Now this is what they call. This is how this black man described Dave Chapelle. This is what has happened when you see yourself as a leader of a genre, comedy, during a time in which most of your colleagues feel like they're the only ones that shouldn't be required to evolve. To us, you're a contrarian with a flawed and outdated cause. To them, you're an easily manipulated pawn. And then they brought up Eddie Murphy. This is the part where I remind you that even Eddie Murphy said he cringes at some of his old jokes. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. Well, Eddie, you got to stay out of the light too long, because we know why you left the media for a lot of years. And why every interview you look nervous as hell that the wrong question gonna be asked.
Nicole Murphy still ain't snitched on you yet.
So
she got that one waiting in the bag.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that alone though. But yeah, at this point, I'm unbothered by those that agree or disagree with Irving and Chappelle, because we reach a moment where you're steadfast on what side you stand, and it comes to when it comes to them. But right now, it isn't about who's making good points or raging against the machine. Now, these are the people that are supposed to be revolutionaries, right? Revolution, right? Against the government. The government is always lying type people. Now the government is telling the truth and we should believe them. But right now, this isn't about who's making a good point or who's raging against the machine. It's about willingly falling victim to a crowd of people who would never do the same for you. As Irving, Chappelle, narcissism has left them blind to the fact that they become puppets in real-time minstrel show. Ooh. Wow. You could literally call them coons right there. You call them coons. They're in blackface. And the hands that are pulling those strings are white. I mean, look at who's supporting, quote unquote, them. For the Irving, the likes of Marjorie Taylor Greene, Clay Travis, Laverne Spencer, Donald Trump Jr., and Ted Cruz, individuals that have proven though their words, actions, and legislation that they don't care about black people, especially the ones that dribble a basketball for a living. Aren't you telling him to shut up and dribble right now?
Wow.
For Chappelle, comedians like Joe Rogan, Louis C.K., and Jon Stewart have all supported him in some form. So now Jon Stewart is a bad person? Hold on, wait.
Joe Rogan is woke.
Wait, Jon Stewart was the king of the political talk shows on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Now he's a bad guy now? Wow, y'all loved him. Louis C.K., y'all loved him until you found out he was masturbating in front of women.
Damn, dude.
And you let him just walk away with that.
Jesus.
Okay, still have all supported him in some form. White men that have a history of crossing the line when it comes to saying and doing insensitive things towards black people and women. Or either come off as progressive commentators when it's convenient. That's Jon Stewart, I guess. Kyrie Irving can't see the back screen coming. Dave Chapelle doesn't realize he's the punchline. The person who wrote that article is a narcissist.
Exactly.
You're the narcissist. So apparently
you can't make this shit up. They literally send people after you to attack you. You can't make this shit up.
I mean, like I keep saying, I didn't think this Dave Chappelle thing was this big a deal, but they've written so many hit pieces against him.
Listen, I'm tired. Listen, I'm tired of talking about Dave Chappelle.
Oh, we only talked about him like 3 times though. It's just we've seen so much on him.
Like damn, comedy, hype, news.
Well, comedy hype. Damn. I don't blame him. What's his name? Real Black. I know y'all subscribe to Real Black. We all subscribe to him. Everybody I know, I'll guarantee you, if you listen to this video, you subscribe to Real Black. He got 1.7 million views uploading that clip from Instagram.
Wow.
He do got 1 million subscribers. But the point is, Dave Chappelle is a lightning rod
for views.
Same with Kyrie Irving, not really. You have to already have a certain significant platform because the COVID thing is just. We don't even talk about it no more because it's just like if you don't see it yourself, I mean, the shit is crazy. But I'm gonna show the clip of Dave Chappelle. Should I show the Dave Chappelle first or the Kyrie Irving? We go Kyrie Irving first. Floyd Mayweather, another guy who, regardless if you agree with the things he said over his career, you have to admit that he's one of the few athletes. The very few athletes that stood on what he believed
and made it out with his money
and did not allow corporate entities to control his political views. Look at LeBron James. Ain't he still campaigning for the Democrats right now? When he got on stage with Hillary Clinton in 2016, it was like, come on, man.
Big sour ass.
So, but one person who's never been caught up in that is Floyd. Even though Floyd, people get at him for going to see Donald Trump. Even though he already was in...
Donald Trump is a businessman.
Exactly. He was dealing with Donald Trump before he became president. So now a dude I know is president. That's a business relationship I'm going to make sure I keep.
Exactly.
Didn't we see Steve Harvey also?
Yep.
But funny how Steve Harvey has been trying to fix his image.
He done.
The last couple of years since Monique
just crushed his ass.
Got him out of here. But anyway, back to Floyd. Floyd sent a message out to Kyrie Irving. And it's probably since he retired from boxing, Floyd has been more willing to go out of his way to give to give other people shout outs for their stances. I remember when Floyd got backlash for wearing Gucci because of the mask they released, even though we know that was PR stunt, but he continued to wear Gucci because he said there's a black man there. I forgot the guy's name.
I forgot his name too.
The black guy's there. The
We
one
don't
who
wear
made,
Gucci, so
yeah, he said, I'm wearing his clothing. I worked with him long before he got with Gucci. I'm not going to stop wearing them because of that. And let's be honest, he made the point, most of y'all can't afford no Gucci anyway. So how you going to cancel something you
but
can't
T.I.
afford?
did stop wearing Gucci, right?
Yeah, that's when you
Yeah.
got to remember, T.I. also has a history with Floyd, with Tiny, and you know. But anyway, let's listen to what Floyd had to say in respect to Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie, what's up? I know you're going through a lot. We had a chance to hang out in 2016 when you represented America, when you represented the red, white, and blue. You only want to be treated fair.
Another thing I noticed about Floyd, his entire career, he's trolled other boxers from other countries, but he's always made it known, I'm American. So I haven't really seen people give him the stigma of coon for representing the Americanness, really. So I wonder now, in this new political climate, is that something how many people are now turned to support Floyd in that endeavor as far as being a person who wears that flag and stuff?
Probably a lot.
Considering now we have people, like Black Americans in America, who are starting to take on that as an actual ethnicity or whatever.
I was going to post something on one of my social media pages, but I decided to do it the old school way and read it out to you because you're a great person, great father, great athlete, and you believe what you believe. America is the land of the free. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and supposedly freedom to choose. Never be controlled by money. I respect you for having some integrity and being your own man. A free mind makes its own choices. An enslaved mind follows the crowd. Stand for something or fall for anything. One man can lead a revolution to stand up and fight for what's right. One choice, one word, one action can change the world. It's crazy how people hate you for being a leader. I hope your actions encourage many others to stand up and say enough is enough. Respect to you, Kyrie, and power to the people.
Can we finally get rid of the Floyd can't read thing? Jokes, by the way, or they here to stay regardless. Niggas ain't gonna stop the jokes.
He was struggling at the end.
How is he? I know. Don't. He got a
I'm
stutter.
joking. I did not mean that.
Yeah, I know.
I was just joking.
He got a stutter like Joe Biden, apparently. Joe Biden is slow ass. But anyway.
Yeah, leave that man alone. He can read. Move on with your life.
Yeah, people worried about him reading. It's like, look, I give up my ability to read if I can get the damn money.
No, I ain't giving them my ability to read.
I can learn to read again.
Okay.
I can learn to read again, but quickly I want to show this. I know I said we were going to talk about it, but I'm sorry, I got to show this right quick. The definition of fully vaccinated could change, CDC chief says. Here's what that means. If you receive two-dose course of the Moderna or Pfizer COVID vaccines or a one-and-done Johnson & Johnson shot, you're considered by the health officials to be fully vaccinated against the coronavirus.
For now.
But that could change as eligibility for booster shot continues to expand. Listen.
So if you don't get a booster shot, you're not going to be fully vaccinated, which means they're trying to force you to get a third shot, which then you have to get a fourth shot. You got to get a fifth shot. You gonna say they're gonna end up looking like who at the end? That thing off
Remember
of
that
what?
character from
Men in Black?
That man walking around with that.
When the alien turned into his body and he wanted sugar.
But ain't Australia on his fifth shot? So
Australia's done.
So how many? So since we talking about Kyrie, how many of those NBA players right now who are fully vaccinated gonna be not fully vaccinated next season? They have to do it again and again.
And see, that's when this shit is gonna hit the fan.
Anytime money is involved, you can't trust. There's too much money involved in this.
People already saying I'm not taking no booster shot. I don't feel like I need to take it. But if your employer is saying now to qualify as being fully vaccinated in order for you to stay here, the mandate is updated to you have to take the booster shot.
Yep.
It's already 73% people are willing to walk out the door over the vaccine. So how much will it increase if they're like, I got to take a third shot?
Fourth, actually, because a lot of people are taking the booster already, so they be on their fourth one. And like the ports right now, a lot of the ports, you know, they backed up over in Cali, down in whatchamacallit. And now they're saying the reason why it's so over flooded is because people are ordering more online. Oh, people are just buying stuff online. It's probably backed up. Yeah, all right. So let me show y'all. This is what they want athletes to stand up for, though.
I saw this story this morning. It had me.
Yeah, you showed this one. NAACP calls on athletes to not sign with Texas teams due to recent legislation. Now, what legislation could that possibly?
They know what it is.
Be what could they possibly asking these NBA players, MLB players, NFL players, asking them all to not sign to a Texas team?
Fetus killers.
Look at this. The NAACP sent a letter to the Players Association and 5 professional sports Thursday asking players to reconsider signing with teams in Texas because of the recent laws passed in the state. In the 2-page letter signed by the NAACP president and CEO Derek Johnson that was sent to the NBA, NFL, NHL, and WNBA players associations, the organization pointed to recent laws on abortion, voting rights, and mask mandates during the coronavirus pandemic as reasons to avoid joining teams in Texas.
Well, I can tell you one who definitely not gonna sit out. The one that you would think would sit out. The WNBA.
Oh, they can't. No. Let me say this: WNBA players, because they ain't really got shit to lose, they the most ride or die. Was that Atlanta team, Atlanta Dream? I think that's what they call. How they try to get rid of the owner of the team because she was a Trump supporter. And now, if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, I'm pretty sure a now former NBA player is a part owner of the WNBA, and she literally had to be gifted that. There's no way she bought her way in.
Wow.
If you consider signing in Texas, I ask you to ensure the owners are upholding their responsibility of protecting you, the athlete, and your family. The letter states, I ask you to use your influence to help protect the constitutional rights of each individual at risk. In May, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed an abortion law that banned procedures after 6 weeks of pregnancy. In September, Abbott signed a bill that significantly tightened voting laws. Early in the month, Abbott also issued an executive order that banned vaccine requirements in Texas.
So you're pushing the vaccine and you're pushing abortion.
Yeah.
Now, where was the Derek Johnson at when we were asking for reparations?
Now, that's what I'm about to say. So Derek Johnson, the NAACP president, didn't ask the players to not sign with teams to gain something for black people.
Reparations, the lynching bill, the George Floyd reform.
Yeah, police reform. Why didn't the NAACP president in 2020, right before the bubble started, write a letter to the players and say don't play? Maybe because Obama one who called LeBron and told them to play.
These organizations ain't shit.
Over the past few months, legislators in Texas have we already read all this. The 5 leagues mentioned by the NAACP in the letter included 9 Texas teams: the Houston Astros, Texas Rangers, and MLB, Houston Rockets, Dallas Mavericks, and San Antonio Spurs in the NBA, the Houston Texans, the Dallas Cowboys in the NFL, and the Dallas Stars in the NHL, and the Dallas Wings in the WNBA. So they want most of these leagues, other than the NHL and the MLB, those are black leagues. So they're asking these black players to not sign with teams in Texas because of abortion bans and vaccine mandates.
It's sad. It's just like your own people.
Well, nobody's gonna listen to them. First off, if they offering them $120 million, they're not gonna not sign there because you asked them to.
Did he say black and brown?
Who? I don't see no black and brown. Yeah, you're right.
Freedom to choose, restrict access to free and fair elections for black and brown voters.
And increase risk of contracting coronavirus. They did mention brown people. The NAACP.
They can't help it but mention brown people. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of it.
The NAACP. Why?
Why do they always have to mention brown people? I don't understand. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Now we go to Dave Chapelle, willing to discuss the closure with trans community, but says he's not bending to anybody's demands. I'm going to show a quick the clip of him discussing this on stage. And it's crazy because this is almost like a special to react to another. It's a special reacting to a special, reacting to the backlash from a special. So let's see what Dave said in this clip. I'm only gonna listen to a little of it. It's only 2 minutes. All right. Let's see what he said.
It's been said in the press that I was invited to speak to the transgender employees at Netflix, and I refuse. That is not true. If they had invited me, I would have accepted it, although I am confused about what we are speaking about. I said what I said, and boy, I heard what you said. My God, how could I not? You said you want a safe working environment at Netflix. Well, it seems like I'm the only one that can't go to the office anymore. I want everyone in this audience to know that even though the media frames this, that it's me versus that community, that is not what it is. Do not blame the LGBTQ community for any of this shit. This has nothing to do with them. It's about corporate interests and what I can say and what I cannot say. For the record, and I need you to know this, everyone I know from that community has been nothing but loving and supporting. So I don't know what all this nonsense is about. In summer 2020, when the whole world shut down, I was outside doing shows. My neighbor had a cornfield, and he let me throw shows there, and people came from all over the country. Some people came from around the world to see those shows. The best comedians on earth came to my home and broke bread with me. And we lived our lives. We found a way to keep moving forward. I made a whole documentary about it. The first night of those shows was a piece that some of you might have seen. It was called 846, and it dealt with the death, the murder of George Floyd.
So he went on in there, and obviously he defended himself. He also said that he was banned, that what he's talking about, that documentary was banned from certain film festivals. So he was canceled in some ways, even though I'm pretty sure he could just put it anywhere he wanted to put it. Is that a way for him to market it to somebody to buy it? I mean, I didn't want to go that route, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
there's a way by somebody that want to buy it off of him. And
I mean, listen, we know that Netflix has Dave Chappelle's back because remember, they had his Dave Chappelle show was on Netflix and he said don't watch it.
yeah, and he got the rights to it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He said Netflix ain't giving me my money. All right, so we got to talk about this too.
Listen, so you remember we talked about this. We talked about it in we didn't know if it was a woman or a man. It is actually a transgender.
That's a man?
It's a man. So how is it? I mean, I don't even know what it's.
How are they pregnant?
How is this?
Yeah, let's move on because we're not gonna get.
Okay.
That's a stumbling block.
How that's pregnant? I don't understand.
How that's pregnant. Activists behind Netflix Walkout over transphobic comedy special has made bigoted tweets against Asians and homosexuals in the past. And before I show this clip,
I didn't find anything.
let
Really.
me say this: the only reason why we're showing this is because it shows how much of a hypocrite they are.
Not because we believe what
what they were saying. I was laughing.
it was funny,
But
it was funny.
The point of this is for this person to come at Dave Chapelle for his comments in a comedy special, and then have tweets on Twitter of her making jokes
or
that
them
some would consider offensive is hypocritical.
them speaking freely.
Exactly.
Was offended by Dave Chappelle speaking freely, which is insane to us.
Yeah, that makes no sense. So let me just. I didn't bleep it out, so whoosh to that. But I'm gonna show what this person had to say that really turned them into a hypocrite. And this person is definitely from LA.
With all the different ethnics.
Yeah, we
mainly.
Let me show y'all what this person had to say.
I'm Ashlee Marie Preston, and I'm the organizer for the Stand Up and Solidarity Rally. My entire career, everything that I've done has been about pushing boundaries. It has been about holding people accountable.
I just cussed that Asian bitch clean the fuck out.
We expect more.
You mess up my order and then blame me? English is my first language, bitch.
And so,
I know it's a lot to ask in California, but speak fucking English. Yet I said it.
we also pour social equity into these spaces. We
Just broke my phone on this Asian bitch's head.
Dave Chapelle doesn't get to suck all of the light out of that. And so the thing that I felt most troubled by is
Latino and Asian businesses need to stop being rude and fucking disrespectful.
they don't have the same equity.
This Asian nigga in Subway got a fat ass.
They don't have the same opportunity.
He almost looks like a bitch from behind. Hashtag shaking my head.
We will no longer stay silent.
Asian hoes act like they won't get karate chopped in they motherfucking throat.
Just to be clear,
In real life, I'd smash your fucking head in. Like a can of A&W root beer. Dick Rider.
real violence that is by the trans community, for the trans community,
Bro, I would beat the dog shit out of you. Dick Rider.
to understand intersectionality and what it means.
I have Asian friends, but they some motherfucking weirdos sometimes. Hashtag, I said it but we all think.
Okay, we get the point. If you didn't know no better, you would think this person was trying to be funny,
Yeah.
talking shit on Twitter, but yet they found a way to turn what Dave Chapelle did in an actual comedy special into something that deserves to be counseled for.
The one about the Asians driving thing.
Let me tell you something.
anybody
I'm gonna
is-
say it. Look, I got a story. So I'm walking down the street, right? And there's a car coming in the intersection. It's a T. And I'm looking across the street, and they're coming out of they're pulling out into the main street, and they just drive right onto the sidewalk while doing like this doo doo. And the woman just starts laughing. I'm like, what's funny? If somebody was standing there, they would be ran over.
I didn't tell you this last week. It reminded me just which you told me the story like 5 or 6 times. I was downtown. It was 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and it was an Asian woman driving. I think she was drunk. She made a right turn, ran the car on the sidewalk by the grace. She didn't run into the building. Somehow she whipped it and went around the pole, got back on the road, and I heard her riding down the road. I was like,
Why
he's
they
not
laughing?
lying. They laugh when they do that type of stuff.
Why they laugh when they do that? Like, look.
Listen,
when I
anybody
see
watch Congress Judah, he told a story when
you
he
see
sees that,
him, get the hell
get
out
the
the
hell
way.
out the way.
But moving on to another topic. I just that was just hypocritical. That was just very hypocritical. But it goes down to when you hear Dave Chapelle made that comment, he said that this is about corporate interests and controlling what you want to say, controlling his speech basically. What
Well,
he can say
the-
and can't say.
Corporate runs everything anyway. They want us truly running the country, not the president.
I also want to show this though. This is gonna be just a quick little input to show how quickly black people will turn on their own and accuse them, and how quickly these liberals would turn on a black person when they deem what they do unfit. This right here is just some tweet right here. You see these people? Remember that Charlottesville?
Uh-huh.
This is a bus for a governor who's running, a Republican governor. These men approached his bus, said how much they supported him, and they wearing the same things you saw the people wear at Charlottesville.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, people said, what the hell? They some white supremacists.
Mm-hmm.
And the main person that got the jokes
Was a black dude.
was this one black dude. You know what was trending? Clayton Bisbee from Dave Chappelle's special. Maybe I'm sorry, from Dave Chappelle's show, the skit. The black dude who thinks he's white, you know. So
Blind.
So people was giving him the jokes, thinking the Clayton Bisbee. Y'all got Clayton Bisbee out there. The jokes is flying. So this guy pretty much got called a coon, and they assumed he was Republican and how he supports, quote unquote, these white supremacists and all this other stuff. And then that was tweeted out. Then later on today, when nobody was paying any attention anymore and the jokes had already flew out and the assumptions were already made. Turns out that dude and those 4 men were hired. This was a part of a damn demonstration. This is the Lincoln Project. I'm pretty sure y'all heard about the Lincoln Project. It's a left wing, whatchamacallit, and they basically try to call themselves calling out the white supremacists on the right wing instead of calling out white supremacy in general.
Yeah.
They call it on the right wing. So you see here today, the Lincoln Project released the following statement. They released a commercial or video pointing out how allegedly racist this Glenn Youngkin dude is. I'm pretty sure he is. I'm pretty sure the Democratic one is too. The one who wearing blackface and still is in office, and the black man who was underneath him, who would have became governor.
They planted a story on his ass.
Sexual assault. He got a sexual assault case, so we might as well keep him in. Might as well keep the dude with blackface in than the dude.
They did that to be able to keep the government.
They had to sell his name. Now look at this. Today's demonstration, yes, them standing in front of that bus was a demonstration by the Lincoln Project. Today's demonstration was our way of reminding Virginians what happened in Charlottesville 4 years ago, the Republican Party's embrace of those values, and Glenn Youngkin's failure to condemn it. It was so all those black people who said all this stuff about this black dude, what do you say when it was left wingers that made him do that to pretty much? I'm pretty sure the people who were at Charlottesville do support that dude, but those weren't the people. They lied to you. It was a lie. So what gets done now? It wasn't the Republicans that lied to you. It was people that are liberal lied to you. Oh,
nothing gets done.
It just moves on.
It just moves on.
Nobody says anything. Oh, it wasn't real.
They never go after the they don't talk about the Democratic Party. They make excuses for the Democratic Party. The president can't do everything. It's naive to believe that a president is going to do everything they said in their first year, or if they get a second year, they're a 2-term president. They still can't get shit done, even though the first 2 years they did have control.
They'll tell you vote Democrat. That's all they ever can tell you, vote Democrat.
Just make excuses.
Virginia Councilman posts, then deletes
sexual chocolate.
Picture of himself in blackface as sexual chocolate. Randy from Coming to America.
Sexual chocolate.
Listen, let me say this. The costume wasn't that bad. We're going to start with that.
Man,
I'm sorry.
He looked terrible.
But it was so stupid to put this out. It was so stupid.
And did he try to do what? He compared himself to who?
Wait, we're going to get to that. Hold on. So he did this, and I had to think in my head when he put this out. He had to think. I got this is a great costume. I really did. I knocked this out the park. I gotta show people.
He got his hands in his pocket. He got the lean.
Yeah, he got the swag and everything.
He's trying to have the swag.
He's trying to have the swag. But listen, he had to think. This is. I got it. I gotta show the world this. I killed it. This is my costume for Halloween.
I thought he was gonna start singing. I believe the children are our future.
So he put this out. Then he realizes, oh yeah, I forgot.
This is America.
This is America. This is stupid.
We have a history of wearing blackface, and I probably shouldn't have not done this.
So then he deletes it. But that's not all he did. He then went on to defend himself against allegations of this being wrong and decided he's going to take a stand like Dave Chapelle and all them. He's going to take a stand too. He's not going to fall to cancel culture. A politician based in Virginia has apologized for after receiving considerable backlash for taking a photograph of himself posing in blackface. According to NBC, Warsaw Councilman Farron Hamblin posed for a picture in blackface as one of the Eddie Murphy's Coming to America characters. The white politician had posted the offending photo on his Facebook account over the weekend with a caption, "In honor of my late friend, I went out as a legendary Randy Watson tonight. Give it up for the man.
Give it up for Randy Watson.
Give it up for my band Sexual Chocolate.
Sexual Chocolate."
After the photo was deleted, he apologized for offending anyone who thought it was inappropriate. He then claimed that he didn't think there was anything wrong with wearing dark makeup. He expressed in his Facebook post that he had hurt a lot of people that he did not intend to do so. His post was flooded with comments and reaction. There were also many who felt he should not have had to apologize for posting the photo in the first place. According to reports, Hamlin wrote another statement pertaining to the original post, which he later deleted as well. Folks, I made a post of me dressed like the movie character Randy Watson. For those of you who know the movie, Randy is a black man. I guess he put a lowercase and they turned it to a uppercase, I guess. So I dressed the part. Suit, hair, and yes, my makeup was brown. Many saw it as degrading, which I did not. I did it to show my love for the character in the movie. But since I'm white, it's considered by some as offensive to dress as a black person.
By some.
Hamlin continued to compare himself to black comedian Dave Chapelle, who was most recently being vilified by leaders of the LGBTQ plus community for the commentary toward members of that population in his Netflix special, The Closer. So wait, this councilman out in Virginia.
Oh, read the last one. The councilman said that,
like Murphy and Chappelle, he doesn't go around walking on eggshells worried about hurting someone's feelings. But I never intended for this to be a racist issue.
Then don't apologize.
He didn't really apologize. That's why he deleted that one. He basically saying, I ain't do nothing wrong, and I don't care about no cancel culture, and I'm not worried about hurting feelings. But the fact that he compared himself to Dave Chapelle, I wonder what made him do that. Did he see Dave Chappelle's in the media? He's getting backlash for standing on his square. So I'm going to compare myself to him. Even though this is a totally different situation.
Totally different situation.
It has nothing to do with the other. But he decided.
They just can't help themselves.
He tried to stand on something, but
They can't help themselves.
Is he going to be forced to step down, you think? No.
Hell no.
He should. But
Dad's on duty.
All right. Since he already gave it up, let's go ahead and move to the next topic then.
Well, you got the video playing.
They can't see that.
Oh, damn.
Dad spent time in Louisiana high school after 23 students were arrested in a string of violence. Now, the reason why
Black News Channel didn't talk about this.
Why you bringing up Black News?
I'm just saying, if it would have been black women that would have been going into the school doing this, they would have been on Black News Network segment, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but, it would be nice to give black men their flowers too.
It's crazy how this turned. Somehow, this story, which seemed like a beautiful story, turned into a negative thing somehow. It amazed me how this happened. Remember when the billionaire donated money to what's that college? The black college. Morehouse. When he donated it and paid for all their scholarships. And you had the women from Spelman mad.
I think Oprah donates to Spelman though.
But they were saying stuff, not just women from Spelman, by the way, but I would point them out because that's the all-female, black female college. They were actually angry with the black man for giving money to the black men paying for their scholarships. And you had people making arguments all over Twitter. We know why. Because they had debt. Yeah. And they wish somebody would pay it off theirs. So they were, venting really, saying how it was wrong to do this and how it doesn't really help anybody. And it was like, yeah, it helped those people that.
It helped that graduating class a lot.
But with this situation right here, these men, these fathers decided there was a bunch of fights that was going on at the school. People were getting arrested and it was chaos. So these fathers decided we're going to go to the school and bring some level of order. They decided to remove the police and bring in black fathers to see the reaction. I guess they did this on their own. I don't know how much cooperation they had with the officials there, the principal and stuff.
I'm sure they had to get permission from the
I'm not
superintendent.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they came to them like a parent-teacher situation, like, hey, we need to try something new.
They probably had a parent-teacher conference, and they probably all organized.
Maybe at the council.
Yeah, got approved by the superintendent, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so they decided to do this, and I'm going to show you all the video.
Let me tell you something before we go into it. I probably have had I've had one. I think I've had two male teachers. The third one, when in 11th grade, I was supposed to have a black male teacher, and something ended up happening. I don't want to go into the details about what happened, but let's just say I ended up having a substitute teacher for the whole year.
Shout out to Hoke High.
And to me, it shows that when male teachers are in the school, it sets a different tone. I'm not saying that female teachers can't set the tone, But it's just like
It's just different energy.
like the ISS teacher that's in school suspension teacher, Mr. Blue.
Yeah.
He didn't play.
Yeah.
We were treated like military. You walk the third block from the wall.
Hold on, was it military or was it prison? You know, in jail they walk third block from the wall.
Well, they was training us for prison or military.
It's
one
the
of
prison.
them.
It's the prison.
What I'm saying though, to this day, I have a habit of walking
your third
block from the wall.
Yeah, you've been institutionalized. You basically been to prison. If you go through the American school system, public school system, you've been to prison. Because when the second you graduate, you step. If you ever get into some trouble and Lord forbid you end up in prison, it's the same rules in prison as you went through in school. Third block from the wall. You gotta everything you do, you gotta actually do it. It got bad when I'm not even get to it. It got bad when I was in 8th grade. It was real bad. But these men decided to do something. What was I about to say? Jesus Christ.
These men decided.
No. You was talking about your experience with male teachers. I had Mr. McFadder in the 7th grade. I had a teacher in the 6th grade either, but I ain't like him. He was an old man, grumpy old man. But 7th grade, probably was my favorite teacher. Him or Mr. Stanback in the 8th grade. That was my favorite teacher, black man. But yeah, let me show y'all this video. This video got 13 million views almost across social media. This is crazy. Let me show y'all. You would think how's that an epiphany? You would think that would be like understood. Almost like when we complain about police brutality and how these officers act around us and treat our people. Which is the
same thing that we say, policing your own community.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't we also police our own community instead of relying on these officers? When you got people that don't live in your community, don't know the people.
They don't care.
They don't care. So that guy in the neighborhood who tends to drink a little bit, maybe has a quick temper, you know how to deal with him, but that officer don't know him. So he more likely to beat on him or shoot him.
Yeah.
But if somebody in the neighborhood grew up, joined the police force or whatever you want to do, and became the people who policed over that community, you will understand the people more.
Shout out to Sheriff Herbert Peterkin from North Carolina. He passed away due to cancer.
Yeah.
He literally was there for the man's been the damn sheriff ever since I was 3 years old. He was there for 3 decades. He's been there for 30 years serving as sheriff of Hope County.
Well, he was a police officer.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it. And I remember people like him used to make threats to the criminals around the area. I'm gonna get you. He got every last one of them.
Yeah.
Well, they be at that school roasting them. They be at school roasting them.
That's all they do is roast you all day.
But that tells you that there's a certain level when the energy is correct, it's not necessary to go to the extreme.
Yeah.
Somebody might be coming from a home and whatever's going on at home. If you got somebody in the hall with a certain energy,
they may be able to change that person's day around.
Yeah. As soon as your day start, you're not even able to build on that negative energy all day. They're able to get rid of it and disperse of it in the morning time.
Or at least be able to take their mind off of it while they're there.
Yeah. It's unfortunate our community don't understand this is like basic stuff in everybody else's culture. In our culture, this is they don't understand why father figures being around students changes the energy, or
it's called male leadership,
causes order. They don't understand that. So it's unfortunate in our community. This is abnormal. I know in the media it's abnormal.
Yeah.
But this video here on this platform got almost 13 million views. And you say all they did was go to the school and do what's supposed to be done. And it got 13 million views.
Yeah, but it's gonna get back on track sooner than you think, y'all.
Yeah, it will. Out there. You couldn't help but comment on that dude weight when you first saw it.
I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, you want to say nothing now. But yeah, you said something slick. You couldn't help yourself. But yeah, so when you see a story like that, you automatically think positive. But this is the internet. So, and we have to talk about this because this goes back to something we've been talking about, or at least we've mentioned in the last couple months. This idea that the family unit, when you look at Black Lives Matter and all this stuff, how they dismissed the idea of a nuclear family, or what they call the patriarchy. How this thought process is so negative and poisonous that even when they see stuff like this, somehow they turn it into fear mongering that this is somehow going to be a negative. Think about it for a second. They found a way to turn this into a negative on the black community.
Only with the black community, though.
Let me show y'all this. I'm going to just say it since everyone seems to not want to. Yes, on one hand, we are enjoying what we are enjoying is a non-carceral community-based response to black children and abolitionist praxis. What is also being enjoyed here is the reinstatement quotations, reinstatement of black fathers within patriarchy. So is she admitting right here that black fathers have been taken out of the home?
Yeah. Pretty much.
She's not. So what she's saying here is she's saying that because you hear people say stuff like black man left the home, but she seems to be saying, because she used the word reinstatement, which means they were taken out. Yeah. Systematically.
Yeah, systematically they were taken out.
So she's saying what we're really enjoying here is not a black man dealing with children without getting the law involved, which could lead to people being sent to jail. We're actually dealing with the reinstatement of black fathers in the role of leaders.
Yeah.
Somehow this is a bad thing. Let's see what else you had to say. Y'all commentary on this being given me very Monahan report revisited. Very Million Man March. Remember I told you when the Million Man March happened, the feminists, including Angela Davis, wrote a letter condemning the Million Man March, saying it was a threat to the community. There's also a reason why Lake's name for symbolic law is the name of the father, and though black men will never occupy that role, we are enjoying the rules of such an occupation. I don't know. Maybe the parental role is our first apprenticeship to policing. Maybe we should abolish the family.
Who is saying this?
Who you think saying this?
A feminist?
Then she used this is intersectional.
Oh, intersectional.
They retweeted, quote tweeted two tweets. This is Bernice King. I think this is Martin Luther King's. Is it daughter or granddaughter? She said fathers with a heart emoji. This person said our country is in distress because we don't have enough alpha males to protect us. It's biological since the beginning of time. Then she said, where is Men Not Twitter? That's Dr. Tommy Curry. They hate that man. Black male studies, the dude who's starting black male studies, they can't stand that man has made the point that feminism at its very base is anti-black male.
She says she appreciates seeing the man we're not alone with students.
Yeah. Look at that. Read that one.
Thank you. As much as I love some of this, I want to know what screening is happening. I appreciate seeing the men we're not alone with students. So you saying they're going to be trying to...
Now we know for
a fact.
Are you
insinuating something?
No, we know what she's insinuating. What she's saying. She's not insinuating anything. We know for a fact that the number one person that's a threat to kids in school is the female teachers. Every week there's some woman getting pregnant while 15, 14-year-old, and she got her husband at home. It's an epidemic of teachers laying with their students.
Let's zoom on
female teachers,
particularly
Caucasian women.
Caucasian female
that's
teachers.
Overwhelmingly who it is. Caucasian women.
There was the biggest story ever was here in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah,
she got pregnant by an Asian, Samoan, some type of dude.
Yeah, he was 15.
Yeah,
got out of prison and
she died like 2-3 years ago, I believe.
But she got out of prison and married him. So it's funny how she made this look like the men were a threat to the kids, but actually
it's the women that's a threat to kids.
As just as much of a threat.
In school, it's the man.
Look at this. So basically what she's saying is, and basically these fathers were basically soft power comparable to the police. They weren't as strong as the police system. They're like soft power. They're like the on the slave plantation. They're the overseer. And I'm sorry, they're not the overseer. They're the house nigga. She basically said these men are a threat to the children.
Yeah.
How
Miss Piggy.
when I have to make that video at some point. It's not necessarily my duty. It's not like I have all the answers. It's just I want to make that video. How much of a danger this thought process is, this intersectionality, how much of a danger it is to the black community and it ever being repaired at all. She literally asked the question, should the family be abolished? We already see these so-called wokies, these so-called revolutionaries, these so-called activists make tweets saying abolish black men. See videos of women asking the question, should they get rid of the black children, the black male children, before they're even born?
Now wait a minute. I was gonna talk about that. You said you didn't want to bring this up there. I wasn't gonna say names. I was gonna talk about that a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
But I didn't want to say names.
Or was it gonna say names?
So I don't want to make that the topic. We're gonna call it. We're just gonna go over that a little bit. You want to make any comments on that?
No, you done said it. Ain't nothing to make a comment on.
But yeah, I just found it amazing how that somehow became a negative thing. Black men taking control of their environment to make it safer.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna show you where they get this thinking from. Look at this. This is called Reparations Fund. This is white people. This organization is run by white people. Listen to what they said. As long as white women and black men define liberation as gaining social equality with ruling class white men, they have a vested interest in the continued exploitation and oppression of others. Bell hooks. Listen,
Why black women not included in this?
Bell hooks. One of the worst things that happened to thought in our community. That woman has caused so much damage. Her and the woman who wrote the Color Purple. We got a name. It's blanking on me right now. I'll get it later. They have caused so much damage to the mindset in our community as far as the relationship between black men and black women, that in any sane society, those people will be, they will be, their thoughts, their books and stuff will be deemed insane. And really, to be honest with you, it should be deemed as
Alice Walker.
Yeah, Alice Walker, that's her name. Who, I'm not even gonna get to it right now. The stuff that they said should be condemned. They push the same rhetoric as the damn KKK push in the early 1900s, that the black man is a natural beast. He's unable to love, have empathy. He's a savage. Let's go, let me show another one. This is their Instagram. Look at this right here.
Same one.
That's the same one. Yeah. That's the other one. This is the other profile that's connected to it. These are white people. These are white women that's saying that black men are a roadblock for his people. And they're not saying it in a way of the black man needs to take control of it to fix it. They're saying he is the roadblock. How they said the black man is the white people of black people.
The root.
What's the Very Smart Brothers is what they call themselves that wrote that article.
All I know was that it was on the root.
So you see these ideologies come from white feminists who are just white liberals who got it from, can't say who they got it from, but they gave it to the black liberals, and the black liberals spread it, the poison throughout the community. But yeah, let's move on. Hold on. What the? All right. We're gonna skip over this right now. Now we're gonna show other ways that they spread this toxicity.
Rapunzel.
How they spread this toxicity throughout the media. We know they do it in movies. You got stuff like Scandal. You got stuff like what's another one?
You got Scandal, Being Mary Jane,
Dear White People.
Dear White People.
Yeah. what's the name of that movie? Where the girl boyfriend was shot by the cops, but she was dating a Caucasian dude.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, that's
Not When They See Us. It was the other one. I can't remember the name.
I remember.
But all those movies are propaganda. And I'm gonna show you with this. We know the character Rapunzel from the Disney movies. She has the
Or the
long
books.
hair. She lets her hair go down. The Prince Charming or the Prince used her hair to climb up to save her.
Not the black woman.
Let's see how they did the same type of commercial with a black woman. I think it's for a cell phone company. Watch this.
Once upon a time, there lived a princess with really long hair who was waiting for a prince to come save her. But really, who has time for that?
Let's go. Feeling myself. I'm feeling
She ordered herself a ladder with Prime one-day delivery, and she was out of there.
I want some hood girls looking back at it and a good girl in my tax bracket.
Now, notice the music they're playing.
Ratchet.
Playing Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.
Now, ain't she married?
She's married.
So, the black woman is trapped in a tower. It's an Amazon commercial.
And she uses
But
Amazon to.
Instead of a prince, we're not even gonna say a black man, whatever. Instead of a prince coming to save her,
It should be a black man
ladder
coming to
came,
save her.
She saved herself.
Because she's strong, independent. She don't need no man.
She don't need no man.
She figured out herself.
They've been pushing this don't need no man thing since the 70s.
Yeah. And black women, y'all, every time they do y'all dirty.
And,
In the
and when you see this
commercials.
commercial, you would think
They always make y'all mad. They'll have a commercial. They have a white family. You remember that? They had a white family, a Hispanic family,
yeah.
and a black woman was by herself
Yeah.
with 2 kids.
Yeah. Or how about when they had, remember that commercial where they had a dark-skinned black woman propose? She got on her knees and proposed to the man in the commercial.
Now, her hairdressing empire is killing it.
You get the point. She had to save herself to go out and party. Because, who needs a prince? And obviously people pointed this out, and you had people, making the point that we were overlooking certain things. So this woman here, this is a black woman. She said, this take is a little left of center. But this dude said, crazy how the only time Rapunzel doesn't need a prince is when she's conveniently a black woman. Strange. This woman responded, this take is a little left of center, which is expected when a man speaks on behalf of black women's experience. Not a black man. She didn't make him black. He's just a man. His blackness don't matter. What I will say is that this is odd. This is an odd ad that I found problematic for the fact that society doesn't see the black woman as human, fragile, with needs and feelings. What are you saying? What's different? He's saying the same thing as you. You're not.
She she want to be able to say it. She don't want the black man speaking for her.
This is a multifold topic that I won't unpack. Yeah, the word unpack. What I will say is that man who puts the idea that this is selling us our independence back to us doesn't understand black women and their plight. Black women look at this and immediately wonder about the knight in shining armor. That's what he said. I just wish that we would seek to understand each other outside of the very small amount of interactions we have had with one another. Seriously. It could have killed a multitude of conceptions. Somebody said
black men and black women have small interactions.
So wait.
with one another.
Hold on. Black men and black women have small amounts of interaction? What? They live around each other. What are you
This shit is
talking about?
hilarious.
So these are the people you're dealing with. Now you see here, she said, I just wish that we could seek to understand each other outside of the very small amounts of interaction that we've had with one another. Where are we in society when black men and black women feel like they don't understand each other?
Well, according to the what's it called? The Queens Vivica
when
Fox and
Ice Cube-
Selena Johnson, when he went on that show,
And talked about a black
They said
American playing with black
the
American.
black woman has different
Yep.
needs from the black community.
Yeah, they're different. What's good for the black community ain't good for the black woman.
They have other needs outside of the black family
So the black man is not fit
to
decide what's necessary for his community.
she gets to decide what is necessary.
It's all separated. They're outsiders in their own community. It's insane.
Or they want to be outsiders in their own community.
That too. All right. This right here. Should we even show this right here?
Photos of male teens.
Yeah, this is a quick story. I gotta show this right here.
It just goes along with the next thing after this one.
Photos of male teen students. We were just talking about these teachers in classrooms. Photos of male teen students in lingerie dancing on school style prompts investigation.
And they're white, man.
Apparently they were having a pageant. An investigation into Kentucky high school homecoming events reportedly underway over possible sexual misconduct from students and teachers. Pictures surfaced online of young male students dancing in lingerie, students being paddled, and even one showing one of the boys dressed in lingerie dancing on school principal's lap, who was also coincidentally the town's mayor.
Wait a minute.
This is in Kentucky. A strange clothing choice were reportedly part of the costume contest that appeared to take place in the school gymnasium. The girls had to wear Hooter outfits. These are high schoolers. Had to wear Hooter outfits, and the boys wear lingerie.
This reminds me of the India or the Asian.
What you mean?
Where they make the boys. That's
Afghan.
Yeah, we did a story on the Afghan
boys.
Boys.
Called the something boys. Where the Muslim man would assault the young boys, and the military was told not to do nothing about it because it's part of their culture.
This is part of white people culture too. That's why they didn't come back reporting on the shit.
I don't know if I can show the pictures. Wouldn't be considered.
No, we're not showing the pictures. Y'all get the
It's
hits
not
of
too graphic. It's not graphic. They got them blurred out. No, thank you. You see here? See how they made it look? These are high school girls.
Yep, wearing Hooters.
Look at this.
Is that a black?
I was looking at the print. I think that's the principal.
I think he biracial.
I don't know. Look at this. This is going on in the schools.
Yeah, this is not appropriate.
That's insane.
You you have things in school where wear your clothes backwards day or
they call it spirit. It's called
Spirit Week.
Yeah.
Stuff, but you don't have
yeah, I don't know about
they
that.
They went too damn far.
Oh. Yeah. Now, since we talk
back to Danny Boy again, because we talked about Danny Boy before.
Since we're talking about underage, remember we talked about Jada Pinkett and who was it?
Jada Pinkett and Chili
was with the Chris
and Mary J. Blige, because Danny Boy allegedly.
Yeah, the guy with Chris Cross was with Jada Pinkett when he was 15
and with Chili.
Yeah,
allegedly.
And Danny Boy allegedly had a relationship with Mary J. when he was 15.
Allegedly.
Well, another woman had a conversation where she talked about getting with Danny Boy who's underage, and how flagrant they are when they talk about it. It's kind of shows how they feel like they have complete freedom. Remember, there was a woman a few years ago, a Caucasian teacher, who had a inappropriate relationship with a high school boy, and she was able to go on Dr. Phil and explain herself, saying how he was what do you call it? He's manipulative. 15-year-old boy, by the way. This is a grown-ass woman. He was manipulative, and he just coaxed her into doing it, and it's like, are you serious?
Children with breasts.
Oh shit. Can you imagine if a dude, grown ass man, said
the story you was telling me about, there was a teacher with a young high school student and she trying to fight his girlfriend.
Yeah,
she's 22 years old.
This was a black woman. She was messing around with a young boy.
She was 22.
She started buying the dude clothes and stuff. Then she found out one of the girls in class had a crush and got in a fight with a girl. Boy, it's crazy. And it goes to show that there should be an age limit.
Yeah, I think that teachers should be
60.
30.
60.
Damn.
60. 30 is not nearly, we seen what's going on. You gotta be 60.
I don't even think 60, maybe 70.
Nah, you doing too much now.
Dude.
Easily 50 to 60 years old. You should not be able to be under 40.
50, pushing it.
50 to 60. But yeah, let me show this clip of another person admitting an inappropriate relationship with Danny Boy.
Ecstasy, I I can't remember back in days what I did, but if he said I did it, I don't even remember. Danny boy, what sides of it? Okay. Well, let me be trill. So, let me say that my disobedience to the Lord is your salvation. If I did, which I think I did, give Danny boy the Jewel experience back in the days, I didn't know he was under no age. Now he trying to make me seem like I'm like Law and Order, SVU, Special Victims Unit. I watch that all the time. Anybody know me? Law and Order and Monk, Maury, You Are the Father, and Steve Wilkos. Those are my favorite songs, and the News, of course. So I would have never got with Danny boy if he was underage. Now, Danny boy had a fake ID when he came to death row, so I thought he was legal. And Danny,
you see that? She's able. Can you? I don't even say it. If the roles were reversed.
And she's sitting there pretending like she don't remember. She remember.
She remember, and she know he was underage.
She remember vividly.
She know.
Boy, I thought we was really cool. And at first I was angry. And some mother would have been missing their son right about now. But because Jewel knows to hold her peace and let the Lord fight her battles, then I have to really be honest to all the people out there. No matter what I really thought Danny boy's age was, had I not put his penis in my mouth, I would have never made this interview.
What?
That's a predator.
But you said you don't remember, so you remember doing that.
Yeah.
So, on that note, I would never have sex with an underage person knowingly. I can go to jail. But I ain't gonna lie. From my husband to my ex-husband, most of the men that I was in a relationship, they were like 8 to 10 to 11 years younger than me.
Look, it's just crazy how there's such a double standard. When you see a dude who's 10 years older than a girl, he gets called. A woman can be 25 years old. If a dude is 35, people look at him like something wrong.
Your old ass.
Like he robbing a damn cradle or something. But you know, it is what it is. Though we understand that society has different standards for both genders. Obviously, that's how it always gonna be. Men and women aren't the same. But the hypocrisy.
Men are held in a higher standard.
The hypocrisy is just insane. So let's move on, man. So,
interesting.
This is an interesting video. I saw Tariq tweet this out. We decided I want to talk about this because it shows the fragmentation.
The society is
falling apart, and it shows that people are starting to realize they were told lies.
Didn't they say that in the Bible that they would come and say our fathers
told us lies?
Have told us lies.
So now you're seeing these people not want to be who they are.
They don't want to be white.
They were asked this is a group of Caucasian people. This is one of those channels on YouTube. I forgot the name of it.
Jubilee.
Yeah, Jubilee Media, where they'll ask questions and the crowd would agree or disagree or whatever. So they asked white people, or the statement was,
"Are you proud?"
I am proud to be white. And would you say you were surprised by their answer?
No, because we're in this woke area.
Yeah, I wonder would they ask this. I don't think they would answer this question the same way if it was no cameras. If they would just ask the question, I think they would answer this totally different. But yeah, this is
wokeness.
Yeah, because it's on camera and they want to be, quote unquote allies. These fake asses.
They had allies.
Yeah, so let's see what they had to say.
I am proud to be white. 3, 2, 1.
Just be in the middle.
Yeah. Can there be a middle?
All right.
Gotta pick a side. Pick a side. I don't know which side to pick. Don't hate me, guys.
I almost went there too. It's like
I think
so
like
hard.
guiltily, like I'm like happy that I'm not oppressed, but I'm not proud of like things people have done in the past.
When I think of being proud of something, I think of something I worked for, or that I had to do nothing to be white, absolutely nothing, and nothing was taken from me because I was white.
It's like saying I'm a proud white person is a completely different saying than saying I'm a proud black person. Because when you hear I'm a proud black person, I think empowerment, I think strength, I think courage, I think, you know, all these amazing things that the black community has done and accomplished throughout the years. But then when you say I'm a proud white person, already there's so much like hate involved.
It shows that there's a lot of psychosis going on. I don't think there's nothing wrong with a Caucasian person being proud of being white. There's nothing wrong with that.
Enjoy your kingdom while it's here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make sense to walk around and...
I mean, your fate is already sealed. There's nothing you could do.
Like, why would you not like who you are?
I mean,
it's like...
I mean, you did. Your ancestors did a lot of hard work to get you.
Yeah, I mean, they did a lot of blood, war, killing went into you making this. Like, be proud of why you got it, but...
All the mating they had to do to get the skin and all, they did a lot of hard work.
So it's clear this is just one of those, you know, super liberal ideas of.
Hey, there was one girl though. She was like,
we're gonna show that there's one, and it's funny. It's the woman, not the man.
I know.
It was the
white woman's like, we are now having to become the backbone.
Now we have to be the ones that hide.
We got to be the strong white woman now. Oh, it's coming on them. Oh, they're going to get it. They're going to get everything they done to us. It's coming back to them tenfold.
Let's see what they have to say.
Involved in that.
The thing about that is like how you said, someone who says, I'm proud to be black, that's empowerment. Why aren't I allowed to be...
But if you look at her, you go, you don't see it? Okay.
Proud to be white. What makes it wrong?
You haven't been oppressed. Yeah, what are you proud of? Just your skin color? Because yes, that is wrong.
So you're saying I can't be proud to be white because I don't have a culture?
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's that when white people...
She done heard it before. She done heard somebody say white people ain't got no culture.
I mean, they make bread.
Say they're proud to be white. A lot of times, at least in my opinion, they're talking about their skin color, that they're not.
Take for instance, in this country, what is white people's cuisine?
Chili and cinnamon buns.
Black people are known for soul food. I mean, you could say Italian food, but we don't. I mean,
yeah, we're not gonna go deep into that. We know in Europe it's kind of.
Then you have they're using the Asian people for their Asian cuisines,
Mexican,
different types of
tacos,
Asian, Thai food, Chinese food,
tacos.
You go over to. We went to Europe. We have watched those food markets in Europe. And they actually have Asian people in
their country.
And when they go to them, all they have is sandwiches, bread,
pies,
meat pies, turkey pie, beef pies. It's like they don't have no.
Well, when we talk about culture, you gotta say religion.
I'm talking about food.
I know. I'm saying the cuisine is. I'm talking about when you say culture, you gotta say religion. I guess you say Christianity, but they didn't start that, so that's not theirs. Then you would say, what is your core beliefs? I mean, they're war.
They're war
conquering. People. Which, hey,
that's what the Most High gave them. He made them war-like people.
If you're successful at it, good job. But it's not something that can ever last. Most of these so-called kingdoms that Caucasians have really last over, a couple hundred years. This was why this one, what was it, 500-600 years old now, and it's already kind of teetering. What, America?
No, America is only what?
It's 500-600 years. Yeah, 5.
5? Okay.
I think 5. Wait.
We don't think.
Yeah, 14. Yeah, about 500-600 years old. We're not when the country became America.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm speaking of. I'm not talking
America.
about
When it was a colony of Britain, 600 years. It'd be 600.
Okay. I'm not talking about colonies. I'm talking about
America. What was it?
Country itself.
Wait, that's a little over 200 years old.
Yeah.
A different race. I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
But as like we were talking about, as a proud black person, they've been oppressed. That a lot of their culture was stolen from them, and a lot of.
Why y'all always talking about black people? Why don't you talk about Asian people, Hispanic people? The black duality, it's always
black and
white.
Well, whenever you call yourself a color, This is where it goes into the, a high level of thinking, because when you call yourself black, it could be political. We already made a point. It could be an ethnic group. And now it's been turned into an ethnicity, a nationality, a damn near. So it's also just a color. It's a designation.
It's a caste system.
It's a caste system. So
that's why when we saw that they had, we was watching Jimmy Dore and they've now included caste. He was like, "Why is caste on there? We don't have caste systems in America." I say, yes, yes, black people, we been on the damn bottom.
It's been a caste system in America since the late 1700s. But whenever you say white, opposite, you got to say black. So in America, as much as we allegedly got this melting pot of all these different races, you really got to pick a side politically, because it's turned into a caste system, and you have two sets of politics. You either have beliefs that coincide with, I guess you could say, being fake pro helping black people.
The caste system is actually the color they've coded you with: black, yellow, black, brown, red, yellow, and white.
The closer to white you get, the more access.
The higher you are up on the caste system.
The more access you have to bank loans and land property rights and all this other stuff. So.
The reasons that I don't like Proud to be White is because it has the Nazis used it. The KKK used it. I don't want to be associated with any of those things, so I'm just going to completely stay away from that.
Sure, I'm not proud of what my culture's done, but at the same time.
See, I like that. She said, "My culture, regardless of if we like it or not, is ours. It's yours. We have to own slavery. That's not nothing necessary to be proud of, but you have to own it. It's something that happened in your history. It's not your entire history, but it's something that happened. So you have to accept other things that you deem to be negative towards, that is a stain on your people's jacket. That's how it works.
I would not want to be anything else. If I had to choose another race, I don't know what I would be. I'm okay with where I am, even though I'm getting backlash about being white."
Yeah,
then in your square.
She I love not being oppressed and being able to do what I want to do and roam through society being free. What's wrong with y'all?
Well, that's what the first chick said. She was like, I'm happy not to be quote unquote oppressed, but I'm not proud of the history.
African American.
So we talking about being proud of being white and how that skepticism they're starting to have towards that title of white, how they're starting to be reluctant to claim it. It's showing, like I said, a fall in a culture, in a society.
But also the term African American is becoming anybody who's black.
If you in today's society, as far as social media clout and being able to gain certain things in the industry and stuff, there's tiny bits of power or clout in being black right now.
Yeah. You have artists that have intentionally dressed up in blackface to get attention.
So it's not necessarily a benefit to you as far as the society, the system.
What they call it, blackfishing?
Yeah, but there's clout in it. So
we had this discussion too before.
Yeah, we talked about this last.
Should an African be called African American?
But it's not just about Africans. It's what is an African American? We asked that question. Well, in 2004, this question was asked. As you can see here, for a moment, now this is called African American becomes a term for debate. This is 2004.
We're gonna read the whole thing, gives me.
Huh?
We're gonna read the whole thing?
Why?
I'm just asking.
You see here, for a moment, the Ethiopian-born activists seemed to melt into the crowd, blending into the sea of black professors, health experts, and community leaders considering how to educate blacks about the dangers of prostate cancer. But when he piped up to suggest focusing some attention on African immigrants, the dividing lines were promptly and pointedly drawn. To the focus of the campaign, the activist, I'm not to say that name, was told would be strictly on African Americans. I said, but I am African and I am American citizen. Am I not African American? Mr. Camus, who is an advocate for African immigrants here, recalling his sense of bewilderment, they said, no, not you. Now I'm going to scroll down to this right here. I wish we saw this in 2008. Man, oh man, how much different would stuff be? This month, the debate spilled into public view when Alan Keyes, The black Republican challenger for the Senate seat in Illinois questioned whether Mr. Obama, the keynote speaker at the Democratic National Convention, should claim an African-American identity.
We never knew that.
Barack Obama claims an African-American heritage, Mr. Key is said in the ABC program This Week with George Stephanopoulos. Barack Obama and I have the same race, that is physical characteristics. We're not from the same heritage. This is 2004. So this ain't new. People were already on this wavelength. Now maybe he was saying this stuff, this is Chicago. He like, look, man, I'm Black American. He's his family an immigrant, or his father
is Kenyan.
So he probably was like, I understand us more.
Yeah,
now, this is Republican. This is a Republican.
But see, back then, yeah.
Listen to how you worded this. My ancestors toiled in slavery in this country. This is Republican. My consciousness, who I am as a person, has been shaped by my struggles, deep emotional and deeply painful with the reality of that heritage. Some Black Americans argue that Black immigrants like Mr. Camus and the children of immigrants like Mr. Obama and Ms. Powell are most certainly African American. Mr. Obama and Mr. Powell often use that term when describing themselves. Yet, some immigrants and their children prefer to be called African or Nigerian American or Jamaican American.
That's what I said.
Depending on their country of origin. Other people prefer the term Black, which seems to include everyone regardless of nationality.
That's not true.
So that was 2004. And we bring it up because obviously a lot of stuff been going on politically the last 4 years. And I want to show y'all something that took over. Absolutely took over. Well, first you can go to this. We're gonna skip this. I'm gonna show it. There's been a lot of talk about reparations and who is who. So I found this video and they talk about reparations, and I want y'all to see some things they had to say.
In Swahili, I just want to welcome all of you today and thank all of you for coming out to the March for Reparations to African People. Oh.
But they had everything from black, trans, queer to I love Gaza.
Yeah.
That's the Palestinians, ain't it?
Yeah, they mix.
How does everything that is supposed to be about us revolves around everybody in the world?
And they're also socialists.
And they're also saying to African, we're not African. We're Americans.
Huh?
We're descendants of Americans. I mean, I don't understand. Who march for reparations for African people? You have to be Pacific who you talking to.
Well, it's almost comparable to if they said march for something for white people or Caucasian. You would say, well, what country? Is it German, Polish, Spanish?
There's some goofy
Italian. Shit. Watch it.
Yourselves all around the applause.
Yep. I'm a descendant of settlers, and I believe in reparations in order to heal our nation. And we need to address racially based climate change in order to save our planet, in order to save this race. And we need to give reparations before we're going to be able to heal anything, including our planet.
Climate change, what do they have to do with? I thought it was global warming. Oh, it's no longer global warming. Now it's climate change. You see how when they talk about what we can't ever get anything just.
It's just you got to mix it in.
It's a melting pot when it comes to us. It's like they throw everything under the damn sun except for what they're supposed to be talking about. Her crocodile tears.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you. Your heart's in the right place. Damn.
At an anti-vax march.
Here we are, Channel 5 live worldwide, Hollywood.
People were catching hell.
Something is wrong with this reality. Because every opportunity and amenity I have has been at the expense of my black and brown brothers and sisters around the world. You owe money. If you don't give it, we're gonna come take it.
Coming to take it. And I've seen Prince take it, all right?
So
now look.
Move on.
While I was busy in Hollywood at the anti-vax rally, we sent our African studies.
the African People's Socialist Party was putting forward the figure of $4.1 trillion in unpaid labor. It's really about we as white people confronting our privilege in this system, and not just confronting it ideologically, but confronting it actually by giving back.
Can I have $5?
Are you serious?
Yes.
You got change?
Actually, I don't. Sorry. I don't. Sorry.
It's okay. Next time.
What is Palestine? But so he went around asking them for money, making a joke out of the situation. But what I found interesting was this was a socialist movement, and they're making sure they include Gaza, Palestine thing, trans, Black Lives Matter, everything has to be
global warm. I mean, climate change. No longer global warming no more because it's fucking cold as hell.
So we bring all that up to show this. I didn't do that. Okay. We bring all that to show this.
This is what got black people hotter than damn fish grease.
U.S. in talks to pay hundreds of millions to families separated at the border.
Who chose to bring their ass over the water, through water, whatever, however they got here. They chose to bring their ass here. They didn't get taken away and brought here.
Government is considering payment of $450,000 per person affected by Trump administration's zero tolerance policy in 2018. So these lawsuits that's coming down, allegedly, some of them are from 2018.
How can you afford to give these people? They saying there's no way they could pay us because there's no way, but you can afford to give these people this amount of money?
It's only like they said there's only like 5,000 cases, but only 940 people have actually tried to claim it. So the Biden administration is in talks to offer immigrant families that were separated during the Trump administration's around $450,000 a person in compensation, according to the people familiar with the matter. As several agencies work to resolve lawsuits filed on behalf of the parents and children who said that the government subjected them to lasting psychological trauma. The U.S. Department of Justice, Homeland Security, and Health and Human Services are considering payments that could amount to close to $1 million a family. So
Hold on, I'm sorry.
What?
Didn't your parents put you through psychological damage where they decided to bring you through all that shit to get you here?
Okay, I'm about to make a point. Okay, these families, and we going with what they're selling. These people are somewhere in Central America or South America. They join a caravan and get all the way up to the border. They get to the border. They deal with all the stuff to get to America to get with a better life, right? They said they were separated from their kids for months at a time, causing psychological trauma and all this other stuff.
That was their choice.
Hold on. Causing psychological trauma and stuff. And now they're suing for the stress. What do we say to back in the 60s and 50s when black families would move to a white neighborhood and deal with racism and cry foul?
That was different.
How was it different?
Because black families did not come from a different country to settle into a white neighborhood.
They came from another community.
But wait a minute.
Hold on. They came from another community.
But they chose to come here illegally.
They chose to go around people that didn't want them around them.
That's two different totally scenarios.
How?
Because they came here illegally.
But they went to a community that didn't want them.
We're not talking about black people.
No, I'm making a comparison.
You can't compare because it's two different things.
I'm just saying.
No, you can't. I'm not going to try to let you sit here and play no fucking devil's advocate and advocate. No, there's two totally different scenarios. They chose to go through all that to get to America illegally. You should apply like everybody else does to come to the country. You can't just come to the fucking doorstep and say, I'm here, let me in. That's not how it works.
But why would you move around somebody that wants you around them?
We've been asking black people that for how long now?
That's what I'm saying.
That's different though.
So, no, I'm saying that because when you made the point that they're saying they dealt with psychological trauma. I'm just talking about that part. Lasting psychological trauma.
That they chose.
They chose it too, didn't they? The black people who decided to move around those Caucasians that didn't want them around them, and they were terrorized by, their kids being thrown eggs at them while they're on their way to school, house getting painted, a cross and put in their yard.
They chose to go live around those white people.
That's what I'm saying.
Are they asking for payouts?
Some of them, yeah, ain't they?
Who?
Isn't that reparations?
No.
Isn't that reparations for segregation and all that stuff?
I don't recall anybody asking reparations for segregation. They're asking for reparations for slavery, redlining,
Jim Crow,
Jim Crow,
segregation.
Dude,
I'm just making a point that should you be able to sue for psychological trauma when
not
you chose
them,
to do
no.
it? All right, that's all I'm saying. Should you be able to sue for psychological trauma when you chose it? I'm not talking about.
It's a difference.
Hold on, I'm not talking about slavery.
No,
I'm not talking about Jim Crow. I'm not talking about redlining. I'm not talking about all this. I'm talking about just the people who wanted to go to them schools, the people who wanted to live in those neighborhoods. Can they cry foul?
It would be different if they were invited here, they came here and they willingly opened up the borders and said, yes, you come here. And then they started doing that to those people. Then that would be different. But you can't just come across the border illegally from Mexico, then say, oh, I'm seeking asylum. That's not how it works.
So you saying, wait, you said if they were invited here?
Yeah. They weren't invited here. They came here illegally.
So how did black people get here?
We were taken.
You were taken
and brought here.
So we didn't come here willingly. We weren't invited.
Yeah.
So you made the point. You said,
but white people didn't go get them and bring them here.
Okay. All right.
I don't understand what you're not understanding.
I'm making sure we flush this out completely. Because you got to understand these things, they're going to be compared, even though they shouldn't. When you just said right there, you weren't forced to come here, that's it right there. That's the difference in the argument. They weren't forced. They chose. You were forced to come to the country. You were forced to amalgamate to the culture.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So even though you didn't have to go to that community, you chose to go there. You were forced to try and integrate.
Yeah.
Because it's the only way you can get a better chance in society.
Yeah. And their argument is going to be we were forced to come here illegally because it's the only way we can get a better chance of living a life without poverty.
What America is in their countries, destabilizing it. I'm pretty sure America is funding the cartel. Well, it's not pretty sure. The CIA and all that. We know they was down in Nicaragua and all this stuff. Colombia, Brazil, CIA all up and through there. That's still Nazi colonies in Colombia, by the way.
America cannot afford to take on more immigrants.
What do you mean?
It doesn't help us to help other people.
What do you mean?
The more immigrants that come here, it's the more sucky it is for black Americans.
What do you mean?
Meaning they take away opportunities.
What opportunities?
Jobs.
You think immigrants take jobs?
Yes, they do.
How they take them?
They're taking them because white people rather employ them than employ black people.
Are they taking them or are they choosing cheaper labor?
Well, we know they're choosing cheaper labor.
They're not taking it in.
They are taking it.
They're not taking it. They're being offered cheaper labor. They're working for cheaper labor.
However you want to phrase it, whatever word you want to use, whatever semantics you want to do what you got to do.
1 million in the family, though the final numbers could shift. The people familiar with the matter said most of the families that crossed the border illegally from Mexico seek asylum in the U.S. included one parent and one child. The people said many families would likely get smaller payouts depending on the circumstances. The people said the American Civil Liberties Union, which represents family in one of the lawsuits, has identified about 5,500 children separated at the border and over the course of the Trump administration. Citing figures provided by the government, the numbers of families eligible for the potential settlement is expected to be smaller. The people said, as government officials aren't sure how many will come forward, around 940 claims have so far been filed by the families. The people said the total potential payout could be $1 billion or more.
They rather give it all up and tear this shit up before they give it to us.
They ain't giving it to you. And the crazy part is, they're gonna do it. I would not be surprised if they don't do it. But I want to go back. Let's go back to 2019, during the presidential debate, the Democratic debates, and the opinions of all these people on reparations for black Americans. And you see here, this person said, this is Ja'Cory Arthur. Yeah, this is Joe Biden's response to a debate question about reparations for ADOS. Then 92% of black America gave him their vote. If you're mad, do something about it. And what he's referring to as being mad is the U.S. is in talks to offer immigrant families separated the board in 2018, about $450,000. We know. So this was Biden's response to a question about reparations in the Democratic debates.
And on the longer term, look at reparations so that we can mend what has been broken.
Vice President Biden, do you support reparations?
Look, let me, since I haven't spoken on this, got a chance. Number one, the reason we're the country we are is because of immigration. We've been able to cherry pick the.
He was asked a question about reparations for Black Americans, and he immediately went to immigration.
We are not immigrants. Isn't that what Angela Rye called us to?
How dismissive is that to be asked about Black Americans?
And you talk about immigration.
Best from every single continent. The people who come here have determination, resilience. They are ready to stand up and work like the devil. We have 24 out of every 100 children in our school today is Hispanic. The idea that we are going to walk away and not provide every opportunity for them is not only stupid and immoral, but it's bad for America.
What the fuck is he talking about? They talking about Black Americans. He brought up Latinos.
Hey, they always bring up Black and brown, so he just bringing up the brown part of it.
What? I think his brain was.
I think his brain was fucking up then too.
Oh, it was. How the hell did they say something about Black Americans and you go on a rant about Hispanics? How's that?
This is Joe.
And looking back, we already, we was never gonna vote for him. We were one of the people that was saying
we were one of the people that was up all night, just knowing that when we woke up the next morning, Dave was gonna be. I can't even say it.
But Biden, he said this, and they voted for him.
And we should invest in them. Everybody will benefit from it. Every single American. And you should get used to it. This is a nation of immigrants. That's who we are. That's why we're who we are. That's what makes us different. And we should invest in them.
Thank you, Mr. Biden. Senator Klobuchar, you had your hand up.
What? She's supposed to say, sir, you didn't answer the question.
That had nothing to do with the question.
He said, fuck Black Americans. Latino Americans are the future. Fuck them niggas.
He literally said
and get used to it, Black people. You're not going to be the front face for the Democratic Party. So Black women, we're taking pressure off your back.
He literally said, Latinos are the future. We're not worried about Black Americans.
Fuck these niggas. That's what he said.
Let me show y'all.
Oh, man.
This is a
So I'm not gonna.
This is a montage put together by somebody I follow on Twitter. I think I follow him.
Here she go.
Let me show y'all the person. The credit goes to this person right here. Wayne, I don't know how to say that. This is the person who made this collage of videos.
He's a former Pan.
This is what
he's recovering.
Saying that this is what they think of Black Americans.
I don't think America is a racist country.
America is not a racist country.
I agree with him on that. I don't think a racist country would have elected Barack Obama as president or Kamala Harris as vice president.
They ain't black.
Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No.
President Biden today signed the new COVID Hate Crimes Act. It had passed Congress with bipartisan support.
The measure addresses the spike in attacks against the Asian American and Pacific Islander community.
History will remember this day and this moment when our nation took action to combat hate. Thank you all.
See that?
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that.
They just showed the George Floyd thing. But shout out to them. I thought that was really good, and that collage that they were responding.
Look at Eva Pitford
to the CBC.
Look at her.
Let me show you the reactions. Now, keep in mind, Biden said it on stage. I want you to see the reactions of some of these Black people who were celebrating the victory of
just another
of Joe Biden. Look at this.
Just another dumb ass white boy.
As one nation. One nation.
Bye.
But joy cometh
Come
in the
on,
morning.
Joe!
We will get through this.
We gonna get through this together, y'all.
Together. As one.
These people had a sickness. I don't know what it was, but when Trump was in office, he was equally an asshole to everyone. He didn't single out nobody. He had a moment with everybody.
I'm gonna say this, and I really
niggas.
I'm not
prayed.
trying to
Hold on. Niggas prayed to get a president that only shit on them.
I'm
Trump
gonna say
shitted
this.
on everybody.
Black women particularly had a problem with Trump.
Oh, I'm not saying that. Hell no. There's a lot of that was a sickness black people had to deal with.
No, let me tell you why.
Trump
is
masculine.
He's straightforward. He's to the point. And I think the way that Trump operated and the way he acted reminded them of how it would be to have a black president.
You know, it's funny. They compared Trump to black men. Remember in the early 2020, when a lot of these pundits and these people that have been put in leadership over the black community, they made comments about Trump's rising numbers amongst black men. Said, "Oh, Trump reminds them of themselves. His misogyny, his toxicity, his toxic masculinity reminds black men of themselves. That's why they're going to vote for him." I don't think that's not the case.
That wasn't the case.
The reason why black men voted for Trump
was because he told you, listen, I'm going to say this. I'd rather have somebody who I know
gonna stab me in the chest
than when
but I can see it coming.
So that's when I turn my
I
back.
can pivot versus somebody I know gonna stab
I don't
me
want
in my
somebody
back.
pissing on me and telling me it's raining.
Oh, you gonna use that? You gonna steal that quote? So yeah, it's a damn shame. Now I want to show.
Oh, they ain't doing they invited white people. They got them doing a let's just slide out there too.
I want to show a little bit of a celebration they did when Biden. Let's show some more celebration. While you dancing in the streets, they giving you statues, George Floyd. They giving you street names,
but they giving
they giving you holidays for Juneteenth. They giving you a study. The HR 40 bill is a study for reparations.
The study hasn't even started yet.
They giving you a study. They actually talking about real cash payments. They got actual legislation to protect Asians. They giving out. They really talking about real settlements for money for the people at the border. But you got a damn holiday. You got a statue. You got a street named after somebody. You got hip hop day or whatever it is. This is what they give you. These little trinkets. Look at this. The one right here in the front. If we had to put a APBI on any of these people, the one who would be the most guilty because she was enjoying herself way too much is this one right here in the white. She was enjoying that dance. Look, watch this. Look.
Is that a woman?
Oh, here you go, Trevor, being sexist. Every black woman is a man to you now. Of course, that's a damn woman. But yeah, man.
Listen, I have the right to ask because, hey, yeah, I don't know.
All right. You always coming for the sisters, man.
That's a lie. I defend them.
Let's show. You do. Let's show people who tried. The man who tried. Now, was it the last hour? Did he jump in the last hour? Kinda.
Who, Ice Cube?
Yeah.
He came in like the last quarter.
Yeah. But he came in and said, how about let's not vote until they give us something? And he actually came at the perfect time. When he had the most leverage. If he would have had full support from the black community, he would have so much leverage because it was the last couple months.
They were upset that he wanted to meet with Trump.
Yeah.
And Biden told him to wait.
Still after the election. And still ain't met with him.
And still has not met with him.
They met with a little baby though.
Little baby?
Yeah.
About what?
I think they met with Cardi B. You know, they met with those type of people.
Oh, Cardi B was speaking on the behalf of the brown people?
I guess. Bernie Sanders met with her. That was the disrespect. The stripper. We know the disrespect that happened. But then there's Ice Cube.
She's not even black though. It's not even her being a scripper.
Are they gonna give him? They still not giving an apology. The people been saying that all day long across social media. We're not sure gonna get his apology, and people still saying never. He should have never thought about working with Trump. It's like,
are y'all serious?
You look, man. When you want to get stuff done, you work with people that are in power.
What? I don't understand. What is this vitriol they have towards Trump? It's just so strange.
Trump is the same person he was in the 90s, in the 2000s, when people were making videos, put him in it. When people would put him in their bars and hip hop. He's the same racist person then as he is now. The reason why people was ready to deal with him because he was an honest racist. He's an honest asshole.
There's nothing wrong with a person being for their people.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say Trump is for his people.
No, what do you do? Was he racist or was he prejudiced?
Wait, what?
I'm just saying.
Well,
did he come out?
His father, they did fight not allowing black people to live in their.
Maybe he didn't want white black people in his building.
That's racist. That is racist. That's not prejudice. That's racist. That's actual power plus.
Well, why do I want to live in somebody's building that don't want me in his building?
Hold on. Hold on. We just talked about the black people who decided to move to the white neighborhoods and deal with that.
And I said that for their ass too. Why would you want to live in a neighborhood that don't want you in that neighborhood? We say this to this day. Why do celebrities go and live in white neighborhoods?
Well, we don't say that. We say why do they get surprised at how their kids grow up when they grew up around these white people? How they can literally self-esteem and all this stuff.
They can literally build a gated community in their own community.
When they do that there's a lot of black.
They do that in Atlanta, I believe.
It's not just Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina.
You don't have to go live around white people.
It's black neighborhoods in every state. But let's see what some of the Ice Cube's point that he made.
Yo, what's up? This your homie Ice Cube. Here to talk to my black folks. I just want to be straight up because there's a lot of messages going out about this election. First and foremost, anybody telling you that you gotta vote, that it's your duty, that you have to exercise the right, and that people died for you to vote. For one, people did die, but nobody walked out their house to go die for you to vote. They were killed by probably some racists that don't want to see us get anything. But I'm saying that to say this. Be skeptical of anybody telling you to vote and not telling you to ask for anything or to tell you to just vote and not to get anything for your vote. That's not how it works.
Exactly. And it's funny because
Obama criticized the black community for that.
We did a video on that where he said we can't be tired. We can't, well, how he said, don't sacrifice good for perfect. That's the old saying they use. Like, no, how about getting what you asked for?
Oh, or choosing between the lesser evils?
Yeah, choose between lesser two evils.
Well, let me tell you, Trump was a lesser evil when it came to Hillary Clinton.
And you're starting to see people say that, like, damn. They said everything is worse. What's going on?
And seems like Trump was a lesser evil when it came to Joe Biden.
Yeah, what you said it.
No, I said Hillary Clinton.
Oh, well, yeah. That's why she didn't get in. She didn't have a shot. Hillary was never getting in.
I'm telling you, you have a lot of black people that saying, I ain't voting no more. They saying Biden ain't doing shit.
Ain't doing shit. But with this whole Ice Cube situation, they expect black people to just vote without asking for anything. And for the most part, they get that. Most of the time for the last half
Not anymore.
Black people really don't ask for much. They just move along.
I don't think that's going to happen no more.
But now, Ice Cube is under another level of pressure. As you can see here, Ice Cube exits Oh No comedy after turning down COVID-19 vaccine. Rapper actor was cast as star alongside Jack Black and make $9 million for the role in Hawaii set film.
Oh yeah, in Hawaii you have to be vaccinated.
So he decided I don't want it. Ice Cube has exited his co-starring role in the upcoming comedy Oh Hell No after declining the producer's request to get COVID-19 vaccination. Per Hollywood Reporter, the rapper, who was cast to star alongside Jack Black in a Sony-produced comedy back in June, when producers made a request to all cast and crew that they be vaccinated ahead of Hawaii set shoot this winter. Ice Cube refused. Sources told THR that the rapper actor walking away from $9 million payday.
Oh, that tells you, well, damn.
Yeah, he really don't want it.
He really don't want it.
A representative,
they gonna get Kevin Hart.
Yeah. A representative for Ice Cube did not respond to Rolling Stone request for comment at press time. Both Sony and Cube's talent agency declined to comment on Hollywood Reporter. While Ice Cube has not commented publicly about the COVID-19 vaccination, he has advocated strongly for masking during COVID-19 pandemic and social media, even released a line of "Check Yourself Before You Wreck Yourself" t-shirts. Featuring iconic images of the rapper wearing a face mask to raise funds for frontline healthcare workers. Ice Cube also donated 2,000 face masks to an Oklahoma college this past August and was frequently photographed wearing face masks during his Big Three basketball tournament. So he's pro-mask, no pro-mandate.
Which a lot of people don't have a problem. We used to the mask.
Just getting over it now.
Mask is done.
People got over it.
The mask, we'll do it.
Yeah. So now they coming after him for that. People are actually mad with him. Now he didn't make no fuss. He just, I'm good. I don't want it. And people still found a way to make him a bad guy in the situation. They're mad at him for making a personal decision. He's willing to give up $9 million, and you mad.
Yep.
But look at this right here. This is the Congressional Black Caucus. The CBC is meeting. We are discussing both bills being Biden's Build Back Better bill and the infrastructure bill. We are united in our support for Black families, children, and elders. Our priority is protecting the children we are elected to represent. And you know the comment section, they just kept referencing that 400,000.
Mm-hmm.
All the responses almost were the 400,000. Look at this. That had people hot, did
Yeah. When I saw it, I was hot. I was like, what the hell?
Everybody quote tweeting. That's all people talking about. That 400K. So, the Congressional Black Caucus. If you go to the Congressional Black Caucus's webpage, on their Twitter, this is what they released. They did a poll where they asked people, which legislative priority of the Congressional Black Caucus do you want to hear more about and remain the most important to you?
Reparations.
57% said reparations.
I don't know why they said voting rights.
Nobody. Now, keep in mind, Biden's infrastructure bill, that means it's very low on the totem pole for Black Americans.
And George Floyd.
Now, only 5,000 people did this right here. But the point of the matter is, that was very low. Infrastructure was very low in people's priority. The George Floyd Policing Act, that was pretty low too. Now, voting rights, I don't know how. I don't know what they got to do.
They really have manipulated Black people into believing that.
Now, hold on. We know there's games they play. We know that in certain Black neighborhoods they'll have less places to go vote, so the lines will be longer, so you got to stand around longer. While in other neighborhoods,
they have mail-in voting ballots now. So
I'm just saying that is a fact.
If you really want to vote, stand there and wait.
In Black neighborhoods, they make the line longer on purpose, while in other neighborhoods, you can get in, get out quicker. But it's still noticeable how much of a gap it is between the number one option,
which is reparations.
But they still talking about the other stuff that they constantly bring up, which is for some reason, the Congressional Black Caucus love talking about Hispanics. They love talking about rights that has nothing to do with Black Americans. They even went as far, if you go to the actual page. Hold on, let me go here.
Yeah. I got it. Pull it up for the asses.
Yeah, Travis pulled this up. We talked about this before. The About page on the CBC's page. Look at this. Since its establishment in 1971, the Congressional Black Caucus has been committed to using the full constitutional power, statutory authority, and financial resources of the federal government to ensure that African Americans and other marginalized communities in the United States have an opportunity to achieve the American dream.
Now, what would be classified as marginalized communities?
Anybody that's not white.
Exactly. Now go to the damn Hispanic.
Let's see what this one.
Oh, that's the go to the Asian.
All right, this is the Asian one. This would be somebody who considered marginalized at this point, because Asian people, with the help of that anti-Asian hate situation, they found a way to turn themselves into a real minority now.
Yeah.
They now are a true minority. They're not considered, because Asian people, they are a minority in America, but they were never treated like that politically, because that's why they don't vote.
Yeah.
They have a pact and all this stuff. I don't know why it's not loading.
It's the first.
This is theirs. The Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus is comprised of members of Congress of Asian and Pacific Island descent and members who have a strong dedication to promoting the well-being of Asian American and Pacific Islander communities.
That's it. Next one, Hispanic. That's it.
This is the Hispanic. The Congressional Hispanic Caucus was founded on December 1976 as a legislative service organization of the United States House of Representatives. Today, the CAC is organized as a congressional member organization governed by the rules of the U.S. House of Representatives. The CAC addresses national and international issues and crafts policies that impact the Hispanic community. The function of the caucus is to serve as a forum for the Hispanic members of the Congress to coalesce around the collective legislation agenda. The caucus is dedicated to voicing and advancing through the legislative process issues affecting Hispanics in the United States, Puerto Rico, and the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands.
That's it. Last one, Native Americans.
They just got hugged about itself. I'm surprised they didn't have Elizabeth Warren up there. The Congressional Native American Caucus is a bipartisan coalition of lawmakers that work to advance our nation-to-nation relationship with tribal governments and uphold our federal trust responsibility to Native Americans through the legislative process. The caucus works as a bipartisan basis to meet our nation's moral and legal commitments to American Indians, Alaskan Natives, and Native Hawaiians across the broad range of policy areas, including but not limited to health, safety, housing, education, economic development, and cultural preservation.
That's it. None of the rest of them had marginalized communities. They focused on their own people. But black people, y'all fucking dummies. You focus on everything else besides your own people. I'm tired of this black and brown shit. And I complain about it in every fucking video.
You want to put the rent ready?
I'm tired of this fucking shit. It's like, it's ridiculous. Why we keep talking about black and brown? Fucking Black News Channel. Well, they got Latino population pays bigger price. Why are you caring about the Latino population? You're supposed to be a Black News Network channel. I don't get it. What is wrong with us? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna let it go. Every time we talk about it, I'm sure I'm gonna talk about it. I'm tired of this shit.
Let's talk about this now. Yeah, speaking of Hispanic.
Speaking of a brown, supposed to be brown.
This is some artist out of Colombia
that nobody don't give a fuck about.
Apologizing for controversial para music video. The reason why we're talking about this, because it once again influences. We talked about this in a previous video about who controls the image of black people and even particularly the black woman. We talked about what's her name? I guess she's an artist. Big girl.
Lizzo
and who we talked about in that with her? We made a video when we was on the pod. We talked about Lizzo, where you went on your rant.
And who else?
Who was the other person? It was some dude that did something. Oh, Meek Mill.
Oh yeah, Meek Mill.
In that
the weird
album cover.
The album cover.
It said degrading to black women. Well, this guy here, he's a Colombian. He made a music video called Para, how you say it. Which means? Well, we'll get to what it means. So he made a video, and it pissed off a lot of people. They said it was colorist, because, they didn't call it racist, because I guess, I don't know if they consider him black, but they said it was colorist. They said the singer J Balvin apologized Sunday after he was criticized over a controversial music video for his song Para, which showed him tugging at two black women on leashes. The visuals for Para, which featured the Dominican rapper, and also directed by Ramil Paulis, was taken down from YouTube on October 17th. Billboard reported Balvin could be seen in the video walking 2 black women on leashes. Was also seen posing inside a doghouse on all fours. In a series of Instagram stories, Balvin, whose full name is Jose Alvaro Osorio Balvin, said, "I want to say sorry to whoever felt offended, especially to the black women community." The black women is their own community now?
He should have just said, "I want to especially apologize to black women." The black women community. Damn.
Look at this. Now, when I saw this, the first thing that came to my mind is he didn't just put them on leashes. He made them get down on all fours. He didn't just make them get down on all fours. He made them put makeup on to look like dogs.
But where he fucked up is, if he wanted to not make it look racial, he should have had himself looking like a dog too. But he didn't do that.
Now you look at this word, pedera, how you say it. Let me see right quick.
Perra.
Perra.
It means bitch, which
means dog.
Female dog.
Yep.
So he literally called them, the music video is named
Bitch.
Female Dog. So he literally called them, the song is their dogs. I thought it would be the song is about something else, and you just got this random scene in of these women with leashes on. It's just like, what the hell wrong with you? But he actually named the song Bitch.
It also means slut.
Oh yeah, punta, yeah. So you ask yourself, what was he really saying in that song? But something I gotta say it, I can't not bring it up.
I don't know why you had to bring this up, but
people brought up immediately when they saw this how Snoop Dogg back in on the red carpet had 2 black women.
Are they black?
Yeah, had 2 black women on leashes. The difference is Snoop Dogg literally refers to himself as dog. He literally he called himself a part of the dog pound. That's the difference between the two. Now, whether you think this is right or not, that's besides the point. The context is just totally different. He actually didn't have them dress up as dogs. They didn't have to wear makeup as dogs. But then there's another one. This was a YouTuber a few years ago. She had 3 men on leashes. And she got a lot of controversy behind this. And she tried to say, oh, women can't be sexist because sexism requires power plus whatever. And it's like, that sounds like somebody saying
black people
can't be racist because it requires power. I said, they really found a way to ingratiate those two topics at the same time.
They got that shit down now.
But she got a lot of backlash because she had one of the people didn't really care about the 2 white dudes. They were just like, you got a black dude on leash. So the point I'm making is people were bringing this up to, I won't say defend him, but to point out how black men, because they always say when things happen to black women, they see black men influence these things to happen to black women. They control the image of black women goes down because of how black men treat them in public. Do you agree? Snoop Dogg having 2 black women on leashes.
Well,
is that something that can lead to you blaming him for what this dude did with those 2 black women in Colombia?
No. I don't think the 2 correlates at all.
Just because they're in a different country, or
they're in a different country.
You don't think he saw that?
He saw Snoop Dogg on the red carpet with 2 women?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that influenced him at all.
Why would you say that?
Because, well, first of all, the women were actually put up in makeup like dogs and were all on 4s. The women he had beside him wasn't on all 4s and didn't have makeup on, looking like a dog.
That's the only. Okay, I just asked for your opinion.
I don't even know those women are black. Snoop Dogg had next to him.
I think they were black, but yeah. So that was just a little topic that goes back to how much has the black man destroyed his own community's image, and when will he finally take the narrative of his community back and fix the image himself?
The Most High gonna have to come and do what he gotta do.
Yeah, I guess you don't have no
shit. Is pretty much a wrap.
We're not gonna show this because this is.
We can't show this. She says it way too many times. But
there's this video, a Hindu song, Indian Hindu nursery rhyme. we're gonna bring this up because Kamala, but where this woman is singing 10 little N-word boys. That's the name. That's the nursery rhyme. And I'll just leave the link in the description. You can see it yourself. But yeah, it's crazy. Facebook changed their name to Meta. Does that matter? Facebook is not gonna be called Facebook no more.
Well, you would have to ask the question: why did Facebook decide to change their name?
Well, because they're gonna go into technologies now. They're not gonna do software. They're gonna do hardware. So instead of just doing apps and websites, they're gonna do like virtual reality equipment and such. Bill Gates released I guess you call it an app or some technology where your entire life can be on your phone. You scan your ID.
That's
your
called
identity.
Tellus,
something like that. Yeah. So,
which is named after a Greek philosopher.
Yeah. So, the reason why they changed the name of Facebook is because they got that name Facebook has a lot of negative.
So
attention
Facebook is not going to be Facebook?
No, Facebook is still Facebook, the website, but the company is not Facebook no more. So Facebook is not the parent company no more. It's Meta.
Well, he also has Instagram and other things, so it makes sense to rebrand the company.
Well, when you go to Instagram, it's probably still gonna say. You're right. It might say owned by Meta now instead of owned by Facebook.
Facebook might say owned by Meta.
Yeah, it will. That was definitely said. So yeah,
especially when you have multiple.
When people start changing names of companies, though, it's so they can protect money and assets
or prevent lawsuits.
Yeah, like Weinstein Company. I'm surprised they ain't changed the name of Weinstein Company considering all the allegations he had.
Well, because he shared a company with his brother, I believe.
But I would have thought they would he go off somewhere to change the name.
You suing that Weinstein, you ain't suing this Weinstein. So
yeah, he completely cut his brother off publicly, at least publicly.
Yeah, I'm sure behind the scenes they still doing what they're doing.
Let me show y'all this. Slavery era Georgia law is focused in trial over Ahmaud Arbery's killing. Do you know what they're using as a defense?
I didn't read this. Know what are they using?
Citizen's arrest, but not the one we thinking of. They're thinking about the slave catching. They're using that as a defense. Watch this.
No, Dave. No.
A pivotal defense argument of the 3 white men on trial in Georgia for killing Ahmaud Arbery, a black jogger, is that they were trying to make citizen's arrest under the Civil War era law that was later repealed amid an uproar over the shooting. When the fatal encounter occurred on February 23rd, 2020, it was legal in Georgia for people to arrest someone when where they had reasonable and probable grounds of suspicion. Of what, though? That the person had just committed a felony. Outcry over the killing led lawmakers to revoke the statute in May. Legal observers say prosecutors would seek to convince the jury that there is no felony over which to arrest Arbery, 25, and that the 3 men lacked the reasonable and probable suspicion required under the old citizen arrest law. The trial is the 2nd week of jury selection. So I think they're down to like 42 now. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a guilty verdict. They don't do no non-guilty no more like that. Not yet. They might need another. They might need another shebang. But they're trying to use They try to use the citizen's arrest.
Man, you can't use no.
The man was now. Hold on. They said he was jogging. He went into a house that was not finished.
It was a construction house. Under construction.
Construction property. He just looking around.
Why would you?
They went up to him, told him to stop. Because he didn't know who these people was, he kept going about his business. They ran up on him with a shotgun. Now, what I'm supposed to do now? Your gun is drawn. And then they recorded themselves shooting this dude. This is America. This is America. But I don't think they really can get the way out of this one. Unless it's just they ready to pop it off again for another when the summer gone. So
the dragon.
They don't like doing it in the winter.
The dragon.
I want to show y'all this video too. This made me weep. You remember that parent? What's that guy's name? In Texas, the woman who was with her nephew and the cop came and shot her through her window.
Yeah.
In Texas. I forgot her name. I got her, not Anita. It's I forgot her name. You know, her father, he passed away not too long after she was killed. And immediately, the mother side of the family began to, oh, we forgive. They immediately started going for the settlement. The same thing happened with what's his name? Botham Jean. His family hugging the woman in the courtroom and wanting to brush her hair and giving her Bibles. And then the court found that they weren't being allowed to sue, civil suit after that. Anita Jefferson, yeah. How you say it?
Anton, I don't know.
Antonia
Jefferson,
yeah. Her dad passed away right after this. But this right here, those cases made me not, this is being being blunt, made me not care about the family no more. It just simply want hope and pray for justice.
Or they want cash out.
No, this made me not care about the family's reaction. I just want whoever did it to get punished as necessary, because the family be tripping.
Yeah.
This video here is the father of Ahmaud Arbery. When he got in front of this camera, I just shook my head like, what is he doing? These people get on television and start wanting to perform a whole show. They start wanting to be, they do too much. Some of these families that deal with these tragedies, they do too much when they get in front of camera. So let me just show y'all how he reacted on camera outside of the courtroom.
Aubrey, go! Go, Aubrey, go, Aubrey, go! Go, Aubrey, go, Aubrey, go!
Because I got something I want to tell my people.
Come on, tell it to them. Tell us.
I ain't talking about these monsters in there.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about my people now.
We your
Y'all
people.
need to hear this. I love my people.
That's right.
I love my black people.
We love you too. We love you too.
Look at my people.
We love you.
Y'all think this on this TV or whatever, but I love my people.
We love you too.
Tell them all. I love my people.
I love the message, but this seemed like theater to me.
It wasn't that bad.
It seemed like theater to me.
It could be theater, but I don't think it's like, what's wrong with a man saying he loves his people?
There's nothing wrong with him saying he loves his people, but he got in front of the camera, and to me, this is just to me, I feel like it was a show. It was theater. That's just me.
They ain't caring about no money. They just want to do the right thing.
Absolutely.
We ain't spend no money. We ain't out here to meet no celebrity.
Exactly. Justice. We want justice. We want justice.
What we want. Just right on the money. Keep my people right.
See the white man jump out of the way. This is what I'll say. I'm glad that he said we're here for justice. We're not here for money. We don't have celebrities standing here. Ben Crump ain't nowhere to be found.
He said that?
No, I'm just saying. Ben Crump didn't come behind them or the other dudes.
The ambulance chase.
That's the ambulance chase. I will say that it may be theater, but what he's saying may be sincere. Kamala Harris.
We got to answer this question right here. Is Kamala Harris being set up to win or fail? Reverend Al Sharpton weighs in. So, there's a play being made. To me, there is a play being made. So if you look at this, it is the root. So yeah. Being the first black anything is tough enough burden to carry. But being the first black, she's not black, female president, vice president, might as well be president because they making it obvious what they plan.
Why is she not being labeled as black Asian?
You're right. She's
That's
the
what
first Asian.
She labeled herself. They labeled her as the first black Asian
vice president. Female
vice president.
Might be in the even Harriet Lowe. The weight of responsibility begs the question black folk must always ask, am I being given the right task or am I being set up to win or fail? So they went through the article asking the question to Al Sharpton. Now, I found it strange how Al Sharpton is said that he's wants a sit down with Joe Biden so that he can tell him what tasks to give Kamala Harris.
Who the fuck is he?
That's when we like, wait, what? So listen to this. I want to see her be used more effectively. And I think her being in charge of voting was important. But I question her other assignments. You might remember when Joe Biden said that he was going to appoint a woman to run with him and appoint a black woman to the Supreme Court. I challenged him and said, why don't you have a black woman run like Stacey Abrams or Kamala? And I had him on my MSNBC show and confronted him. So in many ways, we were the ones who stood up for her to be in a position, and we want her to have a strong position, not marginal positions. I think that he did the right thing giving her voting, but I think he should continue to give her more positions of power. What the hell is going on?
More positions of power.
Why is Al Sharpton acting like he can bulldoze him to give more responsibility to her? Then this person asked, what can Nan do to push for the vice president to have more significant responsibilities? He said, Nan will continue to fight for her and be in position of power because we want to see her thrive, and I will communicate that to the president. It would be unwise for me to have her at my event and use that as a platform to raise the issue, and I will communicate that with the president. It would be unwise for me to have her at my event and use that as a platform to raise the issue. So instead, I would speak directly to the president. So Al Sharpton got a line directly with Joe Biden. Do you have a timeline for when you were communicating with the president? We probably will be meeting with him within the next 30 days. We have reached out to him and he said he wants to meet. We want to meet. We have had 2 meetings with him and we intend to meet with him before mid-November. He's going to this climate thing and we want to meet him right after that. You mentioned earlier that you would like to see her do more. What issues do you like to see her take on that she isn't involved in right now? Now, this is what he said he wants her to be part of. I would like the president to put her in charge of the voting package and the criminal justice. Didn't she got a bad record as a...
Yep. Truancy.
Yeah. No, not just truancy. She kept people in prison.
She kept people in prison longer to help put out fires in California.
She held on to evidence that could have cleared people. Like, okay. Also, he needs to put Kamala in the forefront of the George Floyd bill that he promised to get through. She was a prosecutor and the state attorney general, so she knows the criminal justice system and understands both sides. She is also a black woman in the time of Breonna Taylor and other black women who have suffered racism. So I think that should have those assignments and be able to get certain things into Congress. So, what? Because she's a black, quote unquote, black woman, she should get access to certain priorities like the voting, not voting, but the criminal justice thing. How much clout do Al Sharpton got? Or is he just bullshitting right now? Is there a play being made right now?
I think there's a play being made. I think they're trying to put Kamala Harris in a different light because she's just viewed as
not likable.
Not likable.
Because it's kind of weird. Wouldn't she just simply go to President Biden himself
and ask her for herself? Why she need somebody to go?
Unless she don't have access to him. So they started going, Sharpton plans to meet with the president, Joe Biden, to discuss Harris' duties. So now this person right here said, where is it? Yeah, she can resume her role as the border czar whenever she likes. Is that enough for Al? Can't find it. There was one where they asked the question, this makes her look, this just makes Harris look weaker, to be honest. Does she have access to Joe Biden? We know that, I want to say a couple months ago around the summertime, there was a lot of bad press that came her way when it came to the South America thing and the border. There was a lot of hit pieces on her saying her leadership was terrible. People from inside the White House were saying she's a terrible leader and she's not ready. Was that Biden's camp that put that out?
They also said she wasn't likable too in the White House.
So was that hit pieces released to stave off Kamala so that they don't start pushing for no 25th Amendment or something of that nature?
Maybe so.
Because this seems like she don't have access to Joe Biden. Like, you got Al Sharpton in public saying, I'm going to help her get more priorities.
Well, I don't know. I would think that she would have access to Joe Biden. Unless he's just so out there, so
well, you're right.
His dementia is gone so bad that...
Does she not have access to Obama?
That's what I'm thinking. But Obama is her, she's like his understudy, ain't she?
But she
mimics everything he does.
She's not a failed understudy because she made the vice president, but she's not good at what he do.
They literally have the same
mannerisms. Yeah. Okay, this is the last story. Atlanta Black Star. This is the January 6th insurrection. Your Honor, this is racism. Black man claims bias before getting longest sentence so far in connection to January 6th insurrection. Judge says not so fast. That's the judge. He made sure to give him the longest sentence. So he went to the insurrection. He allegedly threatened, like I said, Capitol Police and government officials who he said wasn't on the Patriot side.
Did she give him a Bible?
Did
the bailiff brush his hair and console him?
Yeah, the black man received the longest sentencing yet in connection to Capitol riots that took place in January 6th. On Thursday, October 21st, Troy Anthony Smocks of Dallas, Texas, was sentenced to 14 months in prison after pleading guilty to one felony count of transmitting threats and interstate commerce. However, Smocks did receive credit for 9 months serving while he waited trial. Federal prosecutors stated that the man traveled to Washington on January 6th and for the next 2 days repeatedly shared threats via his Parler account. It was believed he never entered the Capitol on the fateful day. So wait, he's going to get 14 months. Well, he already got 9 months in. He's going to do 14 months and he didn't even step foot on the property.
No, she called him, I think they actually called him a coward, said you made all those threats and then you didn't even.
So wait, you wanted him to go there?
Yeah. It's crazy that the white woman actually communicated threats, was on the property,
and she got less time.
But she got less time because they used things like, well, she was walking out of the building when she said she was looking for Nancy Pelosi.
In one message, the 58-year-old wrote, "Many of us will return on January 19, 2021, carrying our weapons in support of the nation's resolve, to which the world will never forget. We will come in numbers and no standing army or police agency will watch." Meanwhile, another post, we already know that. I want to show you what he said about Bancroft was permitted to plead to a misdemeanor, that's the white woman, despite actually trespassing on the government property entering the U.S. Capitol. On the day of the attack, the 59-year-old white woman recorded, and same age too, 1 year older, white woman recorded herself looking for Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi to shoot her in the friggin' head.
In the brain.
Yeah, in the freaking brain. CNN reports that Bancroft was not charged by federal prosecutors with making the threats because Bancroft had uttered the comment while she was exiting the Capitol, potentially making it harder to prove that the threat to Pelosi was serious. But she said it. How do you know he was serious? Because he said it on social media? He didn't even go to the property, so clearly he wasn't serious.
Like you said earlier, this ain't your kingdom.
He clearly wasn't serious if he didn't even go to the property. You calling him a coward, but the woman went to the property, made the threat, but you didn't take that serious.
And who knows what would have happened if she got her damn hands on Nancy Pelosi.
Didn't we see that woman, Ashlee Babbitt, get popped? She was a white woman.
Yeah, she got popped.
Bancroft charges of illegal demonstrating, picketing, or parading inside the Capitol carry a maximum sentence of 6 months in prison, a third the amount of time Smocks received. Your Honor, this is racism, Smocks contended before referencing Martin Luther King Jr., claiming he shares the same idea of justice as the late civil rights leader. However, Sharpton was not moved. She slammed Smocks, telling the man coming into the courtroom and trying to make himself out to be a victim of racism, "I find that offensive." She continued, "There are people who died for civil rights. For you to hold yourself up somehow as a soldier in that fight and really quite audacious." Before noting that Smocks' crime history was not that of someone capable of living a law-abiding life. "I listened to every word Mr. Smocks said, and nowhere did I hear a single word of remorse," Sharpton added. "Not a single word of acknowledgement of the enormity of seriousness of what he did." In addition to 14 months in prison, Smocks was handed 3 years of supervised release. Probation.
What did he do? He didn't act out anything. And honestly, the things he's saying wasn't really that bad. He just said we're gonna come there, and we're gonna act. I mean, I read the thing. It really wasn't that serious what he said.
The man didn't step foot on the property.
So just him communicating those threats
is enough. But she can go on the property and threat, and it's not enough.
No, she wasn't serious. She was walking away.
But he didn't even show up, so he wasn't serious either.
Clearly, he wasn't serious.
He didn't even go.
He was just talking shit.
But anyway, man, that's just, black man, this ain't your kingdom. You always gonna get a much more severe penalty.
When are we gonna wake up?
It'll happen. But anyway, man, you got anything else you want to say about this?
When are we going to wake up?
Give it a few more years, maybe.
Like, we are literally on the Titanic. We are sinking.
Yeah, it's sinking.
The people on the bottom boat are under the water now. It's tilting down. People are jumping off ship, getting on the ships, and black people, we're still, the violin is playing, and we still dancing, huckling.
We singing. We doing Let's Just Slide. We don't do violin.
Let's just slide on the boat, waiting for a savior.
Yeah, but yeah, it is. It's hopefully it'll change at some point. But anyway, man, that's it for today. We've been a little over 2 hours this episode, kind of long, but
it's so damn. It's just been weird in this. We had a what do you call it? An atmosphere rain cloud.
Yeah,
we had a bomb cycle, so it's just been pouring down raining for the past 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, the energy
it's been cold as hell.
Energy low. It is what it is, though. But anyway, man, hope you enjoyed the show. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you just share the content to anybody who might enjoy it. We appreciate the support. Y'all be safe out there. All praise to the Most High. And peace, man.